used to be into that, and then she decided she wanted to work in theater, which is fine. There's a lot of engineering involved there too, in its own way.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm just a nerd with all
Tell
of
yourself that there's a lot of engineering involved in theater. Really? Oh man, what kind of goofy crap is that? What's going on, everybody? Let's get a cup of coffee. I'm off the clock. I am off the clock on a Wednesday night. On a Wednesday night. It was trash day in the hood. I've earned myself a cup of coffee. I'm turning so slowly, I'm gonna get smashed in the rear. What's going on, Joni? First in the gate. I got some of my roots in Kentucky. Harlan County, Kentucky. Woo! Say hello to old Harlan County. Yeah, have I been in Kentucky? Hell yeah, I've been in Kentucky. It's Kentucky, oh, it's Kentucky, oh. I am so freaking tired. I am so freaking tired. Tired of work, tired of war. I had to confront a screwed up electrical panel today. I don't know what the hell was going on. 6,000 wires running in. If you saw the YouTube short. Ay caramba. Ay caramba, but I do so enjoy electrical work. Clean and green. Is that Judy? Boy, you're early today, Judy. What's going on, Ronnie? We're walking the car. We're wiggling our butts. We're walking the dog. Showing off our struts. We got that butt. I still haven't unloaded this crap out of the car. Man. Yeah, it's gonna clear tomorrow. It's gonna be sunny. I'll be able to get back to work again and finish that horrendous job of I was on another job site today, so at least I'm making a little bit of money, Judy. You know, I really feel strongly compelled that I've got to put some money away. I got to squirrel some nuts away. I gotta be me. I've gotta be me. Simple and free. I've gotta be me. Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong. Whether you like a hot dog or whether you're gone, we're gonna have a smoke, we're gonna have a drink. Do. You saw that electric panel. What a mess today. Find the short in it. Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, whether you can never throw a dog a bone, I gots to be me. I gots to be me. Simple and free. You freaks, I've got to be me. Baba boo boo. Boy, it's really quiet in here today. At the old 7-Eleven, sometimes it's like insane in there. So weather's going to be clearing. So we're going to be back on the job tomorrow. But I'm pretty happy because I've made some money. Please hit the thumbs up button. Shit, we only got 9 thumbs up. So I'm pretty happy to put a few bucks in the old till. This guy's ripping at all of his shit up here. What is Golden Boy doing? Man, they're working on that house like furious. I guess they're going to try to flip it. I don't know. It's a lot of junk. A lot of junk. Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, whether you like me or you think I'm strong, I gotta be me. I gotta be me in my camper van. Can't you see? I gotta be me. Baba boo boo. Baba boo boo. Baba boo 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 doo 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 doo. Do boo 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 boo. Ska boo 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 boo. No, I don't think we're gonna get anything. It's just gonna be a bad update. We're gonna be out in a few weeks. NATO sucks. Blah blah blah. That's all you're gonna hear tonight. The death and destruction will continue. Sadly. Shame. Blessed are the peacemakers. Tell you what, it troubles my heart a lot to see ancient civilization with so much cultural heritage and so much beauty in the country to be so wrapped around the axle of all this stuff. How you doing, Carrie class? Wrapped right around the axle, man. Axle Rose Incorporated. I've done a lot of study of Iran over the years in Iraq. People are magnificent, but leadership, what a shocking change of weather, man. From the mid 80s to the upper 50s, low 60s here. I've gotta be me. I've gotta be me. Well, you'll be happy to know, Carrie class, that there's thousands of open positions at Lockheed Martin for great engineers like you. They're quadrupling their production capacity, and they need guys like you. But you know what? They can't find people with a brain. People that aren't lazy. People that aren't mental slobs. Game boys. Party girls. Oh, brother. Judy, that pizza last night, I had one slice of pizza last night and I was done on that thing. I ate like a third of it this morning, of the second piece. I still got 2/3 of a piece in there. It's crazy. You don't appreciate how big that slice of pizza is. There's no way I could get a whole pizza there. It would just be a waste. Hopefully we'll be able to walk around a little bit down here now that the rain is stopped. I'm hoping. Yeah, it's a lot, man. The thing is just enormous. When you get those slices out and you start to eat it, and it's not even a deep dish pizza, that's the thing. It's like a regular pizza, but it's big. So, I rated it a pretty good deal at $1.50 or whatever it was a slice. It was really good. Alright, like I say, Carrie Clash, you can give up your job cleaning bus toilets. You're supposed to be this gifted engineer and everything that struggled with your engineering classes. Well, if you got a pulse, Lockheed is ready for you. Lockheed Martin Marietta. They're all ready for you, baby. That's it. It's time to up your game. Time to up your game. One slice fills me up too, exactly. Oh man. One slice will do it. I really want to do it. And all the time you knew it. Although, I hope they're not roasting. I hope they're not roasting. Yeah, their poor Lockheed Martin has thousands of open positions. Isn't that sad? But they just can't find qualified people to fill the positions, and it tells you about all you need to know about the world. Today, you have to have some basic addition, subtraction, skills, division, be able to use measuring tools, and the boss said it's almost an impossibility these days. What's going on, Naomi? What's going on with babe? I think about you every time I see those sad streets of Dubai and all those luxury vehicles parked at the airport garage with all that dust on them. I am very, very sleepy. Yes, it's that Brazilian bone. I know it's the regular. Good, but I mean, grill and run food charities. Well, you'll never have to worry about that. There's not a charitable bone in your body. What's going on, Melody? If the world had to depend on you for charity, people would be dead in the streets. So. I watched your video today, found it very interesting. Thank you, Feels. It doesn't attract the widest audience, but you look back after a week or so and you see that a lot of other people have come in and joined and starting to get involved with the chats here. We need to be very aware of what's going on in the world. There's a lot of twists and turns out there still to come. Who's a brunette? Oh, you're a brunette. What do you like? Thank you, Ned. Yeah, we need to get those lights out. Are you a brunette now? Melody, you went to the beauty parlor today. I guess they call it a salon now. A salon. So how you doing today, Naomi? Good to see you, babe. Good to see you. Would not be doing well under these flock of big turkeys in the backyard today. A flock of big turkeys in the backyard today. Man, I get them once in a while. I'll be walking around and I'll come around the corner of the park. There's like 20 of them hanging there. One year they were all up on top of the roof in the garage, clucking and banging around and on top of cars, scratching on the paint and everything. My grandpa owned a salon when it was called a beauty shop. Yeah, I think are they still called? They're called a salon now. Or the fancier term is an esthetician. An esthetician. That's it. Oh man. Yeah, I'm exhausted today. I was on a job and I couldn't believe it when I opened that, flipped that door open next to the breaker box and, wow, man, what a rat's nest to work through to solve that problem. And with the pressure of Holy Week on me to get that shit all straightened out, so that some lights are actually functional and all that. Wow, not one damn never knowing people. Well, we don't have to worry about you, Carrie Class, because your contribution to this society is not even calculable. You're literally like a grain of sand in the Sahara Desert. So what you do or what she doesn't do doesn't make an iota of difference to either this chat, my fundraising efforts, or the world at large. I finally upgraded DVD for Titanic. I've tore my VHS years ago. So what you're saying is that you have purchased Titanic on the disc. You really like that. I do a fundraiser every November for the food program down at St. Joe's in Las Vegas. I guess this will be the 4th year coming up. Every November, I dedicate the month of November for that, and people really rally to the cause, and it's a very exciting, especially the last week or so. And it gives everybody a real boost going into Thanksgiving and the Christmas holiday. Oh, it's your favorite movie. I'm figuring out. Here's what you need to know about Carrie Class. Number 1, he's a troll. Number 2, you can't believe anything that he says at all. He's been caught in many fabrications. We'll put a generous spin on it. He's been caught in many prevarications over the years. But he is amusing, and he's not a mean troll. He's just here to he has some anger issues at the world. I don't know whether his job prospects never worked out. He got laid off or something, or cut. So there's that underlying, there's that underlying disdain, that underlying dislike for our world today and our society. So, Melody, it's good to see you. Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, Whether I'm here or whether I sing a song, I gotta be me. I gotta be me. I'm so freaking tired. I gotta be me. Straightening out a rat's nest of electrical wiring without getting myself electrocuted. And then tomorrow we're back on the job. Got to finish cutting down that forest tomorrow. That's going to be, wow, that's going to be a bummer. So yes, the president is going on national TV tonight. I think it's pretty much, you could probably write what you're going to hear right now, that everything's cool, 2 to 3 weeks we're out. If we don't get any oil out of the Strait of Hormuz, it's your guys' problem. NATO sucks. Have a good night. And that's it from the White House. Thanks for spending time. And that's the way it is. April 1st, 2026. I'm Walter Cronkite in New York. From all of us at CBS News, good night. How's that? We could write that script right now. We could write that script right now. So, that's it. I think we're coming into Passover. I believe that starts tonight at sundown. I'm not sure. I think it does. So it's a good time for the shit to hit the fan over in the Middle East there. All right, we're charging good. So yeah, welcome in everybody. I got some time on the big church organ today. That was fun. I always enjoy that. I had an uninterrupted half hour. And then towards the end, you start to build an audience as people come in. It looks like a very intimidating instrument, but it's really just bells and whistles on it. I think we might try to walk around a bit in a couple hours. I don't think it's going to rain again, which I'm hoping that it's not. Make sure you're on all messages here. I don't know. This thing always defers to top check. Yeah, I got a whole big coffee today. Let's see. How do you recognize language with that? I would rather one. Melody. And that job went pretty good. I got it straightened out. It went pretty good. I think you're right about this. Artemis is launched on its flyby to the moon. Whole big coffee today. You got to remember, guys, you're talking to somebody here hosting this show that was shit. You want to talk about space programs? Look at my video called the greatest 4 minutes on YouTube about the 4 million horsepower Saturn V rocket blasting off in 1969 off the pad and just slowly lifting up, and the ice coming off the side of it, and the gantry holders falling back, set to Tchaikovsky's War of 1812 overture. Let me tell you, Naomi, that was exciting, honey, because we didn't have smartphones, we didn't have desktops, lapbooks, Chromebooks, notebooks. I mean, it was all just old school punch cards, very ancient computers, and yet they did a flawless job with all the calculations and everything to be able to put a person on the moon, not one time, but many times. Moon rovers rolling around, people hitting a golf ball on the moon. I saw it all, babe. I remember out front of my house as a 10-year-old working with my father at Christmas time in 1968 when astronauts Apollo 8 was going around the dark side of the moon for the very first time. So this is all This is just like a redo for me. I mean, when you think about the technical expertise that was required at that time, it's no wonder guys had pocket protectors and shit. Yeah, it was done without AI. It was done without, you have more computing power in your phone than 100 of those computers that NASA had at that time. All that. Yes, I was 10 in 1968, and I remember that I think it was Borman, Loveler, and Anders. They read from the Bible as they went around for the Christmas narrative as they went around, and people were worried if they would come around the dark side, from the dark side, because you're in a communications blackout there. And then they just reappeared and everybody cheered. I also remember when Grissom, Chaffee, and White burned up on the pad, and their Apollo 3 astronauts killed in a fire right there in their rocket. I remember every significant move, John Glenn, everything about the space program. So there's nothing about this current space program that can hold a candle to what was done. Nothing that could hold a candle. Yes, I remember the Kennedy thing. I remember not so much the assassination. I remember watching the funeral of John F. Kennedy in 1963 on a black and white TV and wondering why they had this black horse that the boots were in backwards in the stirrups on it. And the reason I remember vividly, because we watched it on a black and white TV, that we had an aluminum, it had like a metal steel case on it, and a dog would always piss on the corner of it, and it was like rusty. It's a wonder the dog didn't fry its hot dogs and beans on that thing. It's hot dog and beans on that thing. I reckon Oswald being shot by Ruby in 6th grade. He used to turn back in day. No, 24 hours. It's funny the things you remember, Melly. My earliest memories as a 3-year-old. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Robbie? I mean, everybody's all hap up. Oh, it's the launch of the Artemis 2 lunar mission. Like they're listening to Walter Cronkite. Let's go down to Houston and mission control. Well, Walter, we're all set here. We're waiting to get the first messages as the astronauts come around from the dark side of the moon. It's a very tense time here at mission control in Houston. It's never been done before. Dun, da, da. Thank you, Brody. Great video today. Thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate you. It's good to see you here. We've missed you around here. It's been way too long since we've had you in here. I try to put a lot of thought and time into my videos and things. So people having a well-rounded idea of the realities why we are where we are today, and this is very important. And when I heard the British Prime Minister stand up and say it's not our problem and we're not involved with what goes on and we're not going to get entangled, I'm thinking to myself, shit, dude, you were the problem. You're the original cause down here, man. Tangling. I feel like putting a hot iron on your side of your face. Wake up, man. Wake up. Do you remember Changler? Who in the hell is Changler? The screen went on. Yeah, we had a black and white pattern with like an Indian chief head on, and it's just a frequency. Ooh. And then in the morning, dun 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 dun. Welcome to WMAR TV2 in Baltimore. Another broadcast day is underway. The rocket in you mean the Challenger? No, you're good, Cheryl. You mean the Challenger? Yes, I remember I was at my office working in my industrial supply business in 1986 when that one went boom. Remember exactly where I was when the 9/11 towers came down. Sitting in there, clicked on CNBC in the morning, just got out of bed, checking in on markets. There's Mark Haynes saying the Chicago Tower is under threat, and there's threats in Los Angeles. Shit, I thought War of the Worlds was here, right? It's like, things are everywhere, man. Pneumonia, hey, don't worry about it. Space shuttle, thank you. Yeah, well, thank you, Cheryl. Love you too. No, I didn't visit the tower. I looked at the. My daughter asked me if I wanted to go over to the Freedom Tower, but no, I want to go when I have more time to spend in New York City. You got a boondock there. If you've looked at the price of hotel rooms and all that, forget about it. It's absolutely insane. I was going to rent a place over on the coast at Bodega Bay for 2 or 3 nights to sit there and just put the final touches on my book I've been writing. And shit, $600 a night, 480, 500 a night. Are you kidding me? You can stuff that kind of stuff. It's just shit's so ridiculously crazy now. But it's only that price because people were paying it. Let's be real. They knew what was happening. Flight 93. Yeah, that was, they knew what was going on. But, you know, knowing it and, you know, it's, you know, they tried to commandeer the plane and shit went south. But that was a plane that never accomplished its mission anyway. Yeah, there's dark days. I've lived through a lot of very dark days in this nation, so... being on the coast during rainy weather. Well, I don't know if it's romantic. What's going on, Jim Rockford? Jim Rockford, whatever Artemis did today will never hold a candle to the Saturn V rocket from 1969. 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest engine ever built by mankind, slowly lifting off of the pad, climbing into space. The time of waiting is over. It is go time for mission control. You can imagine the worries and fears of people around the world as man sets off for the first time to land on the moon. Yeah, I remember the World Center bombing too. I remember when that happened and the guys coming out covered with grit and smoke. Man, we had it all. That was exciting then. Not everybody had a TV, and people were just like in front of department store windows and drugstores with TVs on and bars. And Bodega Bay just stayed there last week, 200 on the marina. Also, it's by the marina for easy grabbing. Yeah, what's going on? Is that the over limit? What's going on? How you doing? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, I don't have that. I mean, I just don't make that kind of money to afford that. I guess I'm still stuck in the mental state of $59 at a Motel 6 for the night. We'll leave the light on. We'll leave the bums outside. We'll leave the light on and the bums at your door at night. That was the days when the space program was really captivating back then. All the ups and downs, the tragedies, all that. World Trade Center had it was called, yeah, the windows on the world, yeah. The Freedom Tower is absolutely spectacular looking in New York City. As you look across the Hudson River there and taking the view of that, I was lucky in winter. It was crystal clear the nights. And the view was just amazing there. I wish I had some really good camera gear with telephoto and other stuff. But you got to work with what you got. Yeah, I wouldn't count on a Mars mission. You know, the biggest problem with Mars is you're going to have people just lose it mentally. And you're going to wake up and somebody's like torn all the wires out of it. And you're just going to look at them and say, you know what, we're not going to be able to just buff that out, man. That's going to be a problem. You're going to have people lose their minds. Sorry, there's no way that you can be confined in a tin can for, no, it ain't never going to happen. Only if they can put you in a coma for like something out of Lost in Space. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do, 5, 4, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. The Jupiter 2. A plane almost hit the Burkhalai. Well, a plane did hit the Empire State Building before. I'm not sure what I'm cooking tonight. What's going on, Cindy? I'm not that hungry. You munch on that pizza for a bit. I've worked all day on this electrical stuff. So I would like to stretch my legs. I'm in a New York state of mind. I love New York, man. I love everything about it. Upstate New York is spectacular. A lot of New York is just covered in forests and lush green, and the Hudson River there, and up Franklin Roosevelt's home, Hyde Park, and Saratoga Springs. It's just beautiful. How you doing, Rosa? Great to see you too, Jessica. I'm doing good. I don't think doctors showing up. Elmer's comments are oddly compelling. Yeah, well, that's the definition of Elmer's. Oddly compelling is what they used to say about me back in the day. So tomorrow I'm going to wrap up this cutting down this forest. I was assigned to do that job. I didn't know a plane hit the Empire. You didn't know that before? I think it was 1945 or 46 or something. Air Force or Army Air Force, Army Air Corps plane smashed right into the 70th floor of the Empire State Building. The cable was cut to one of the elevators with people plunged to their death down below. People were incinerated in their offices, but they built stuff so well at that time that it was said that when the plane hit, some people in the building didn't even feel it. No, the Empire State Building, no. It had a wide base to height ratio. What's going on, Amanda Hogan? Because there was no way that was coming down. I was watching your garden video and wondering, did you keep on there? Keep the cats? I need an idea to keep the cats from whizzing all over the place. I was going to just put a litter box out that they'll probably be a little more attracted to. Either that or I'm going to throw some baseballs at them when I see them down on their haunches taking a dump. They said that they were never supposed to fall back down. Well, it's a big difference between a fully loaded 747, whatever the hell it is, coming in. The tower stood. It was the fire that melted the steel that led to the catastrophic failure of the whole thing. What's up, CCVR? How you doing? What's going on, Icy? So I can't get too excited about Artemis. Of course, I always worry. Launch is always the scariest part. And I remember watching on TV in 1969, the first time that lunar landing module, that weird looking spider thing is coming down. And I'm thinking, damn, there's like 500 things that could go wrong here, and only one thing could go right. And that baby just, and then you got to worry about that takeoff when you blow out of that thing. Wow. You know, do you want to go on that ride, Rosie? No thanks. I'll watch from the comfort. I'll cook. I'll fire up some popcorn and watch from the comfort of my lazy boy. How do I get my first 20 subs on the channel? Do you upload content? Somebody, one of my moderators can check your channel to see if you've ever even attempted to upload anything. If you haven't, then I haven't an answer for you. I'm getting up early. I don't know. I don't mind getting up early. I think I was up about 5:30. Thank you, Jessica. $3 from Jessica. Thank you, sweetie. That's her 5th super chat on a live stream. Thank you, honey. Much appreciated to you. Woo. Keep the ball rolling. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. My hands are feeling a lot better today. Thank you. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate your kindness. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right, there we go. Ring me a new one. Rip me a new one. Yeah, you've already done enough for me. You do plenty. Hey, Cobra John. Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, we got to get those thumbs up. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs. Thank you, Jessica. Naomi, you did plenty for me. Every time I'm watching a movie, I've posted 41 videos. What is your subject matter about? Oh, the channel's a couple days old. Okay. And I guess he's going to tell us, this is one of those things that you have to kick me out because I'm underage. Don't kick anybody out because it's all, you know, if it says it's underage, I'm on a restricted chat, so he's the one who's violating the VR and guitar content. You know, VR is pretty much dead these days. Facebook just shut down their whole VR world. It was a colossal failure. They're putting all their money, like all the other penguins, into AI. Yeah, double check and give me an opinion on it, because sometimes you'll have people coming in. Yeah, see, there it is. Don't kick him out because he's lying. So nobody 15 years old that's registered as 15 would be able to come into this live stream, because YouTube automatically knocks him out with this is not made for under 18. So it protects me. So you let him stay and hang out as long as he likes in here. As long as he likes. Ain't no big deal. I enjoy the banner of the Golden Dome, man. The Golden Dome. Nothing is penetrating here. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. Okay, Elmer. Right. Why don't you get in a capsule and go to Mars, Elmer? You can be the first German on Mars. Dankeschön, oh, Dankeschön, Dankeschön, oh, Dankeschön. You can relive your East German Iron Curtain days up there on the. Shit. Man. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. I'm in a chipper mood tonight. I'm in a chipper mood. Looks like a game I suggest going. Hey Ken, going to gamer playing and bring up the fact that he's trying to do the same thing as trash German pop music. Yeah, thank you. It's my work hoodie when it's a little bit chilly. All of a sudden we went from the mid 80s to like the low 60s, so I didn't want my sack to get chilled, so I had to pull this out. And I was working in a wire jungle today, if you saw my YouTube short. But I got that all squared away. Yeah, thank you, Jessica. I appreciate it. You're very kind, honey. You're very kind to an old sea dog. I'm getting ready for the holidays. I'm looking forward to making the coconut cake. That's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I don't think I really need. Pick up a few things at the store. Oakland A's colored, yes. I like Kelly green. I like the Oakland A's, the gold and the green. You see how I painted my house, green skirt with cream blouse top on it, a two-tone. I like that. I paint the inside of the house like a soothing mental hospital green on the inside. Chuck Woolery, that's it. Chuck Woolery. Remember old Chuck? What was his game show? Melody, what was it? What was his game show? I can't remember. Green, but I'm in the Atlanta Braves. Hey, the Braves are usually a very competitive team. It's nice to see the Orioles spank the Rangers today. Go you Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, the Love Connection. Now, what was the deal with the Love Connection? No, I didn't watch the Artemis 2, Kenny. You know, anybody that grew up in the era of the Apollo program before, like the space shuttle, it's just not that, it just doesn't resonate with them. You know, we saw real gut level engineering done on slide rules and very primitive computers that still got the job done. The beautiful Saturn V rocket, 4 million horsepower. Oh, that was a day. You ought to look at my video called the best 4 minutes on YouTube, showing the launch in slow motion from the very base of the rocket as it slowly lifts up. NASA's committed to DEI instead of innovation. Wheel of Fortune before Pat. Love Connection. I just don't remember what Love Connection was about. Was it, are you going to grow a mustache? No, I'm not going to grow a mustache. No. Raleigh fingers for the Oakland A's. I don't think I could if I wanted to, so. Yeah, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. We're in a very chipper mood tonight. This has been a good week for me to make some money, so I'm happy about that, to put a few bucks away for our next travel adventure. I'm feeling something coming up. It could be a run up to Reno. I don't know. Could be. I can't believe I haven't been to Reno since the pandemic first kicked off. Like the first days of the pandemic up there when everybody was shutting down. And the Morris Burner Hostel was there, which went tits up back in 2 and 2. It's Truth or Consequences with your host, Bob Barker. What a way to hack out a living. Monty Hall. Did you ever wear a mustache? I did, yes. I sure did. You know, to me, it's like a 20, you know, it's like a younger guy thing, a mustache. I think I can remember my girlfriend at the time didn't particularly like it. That's probably why I grew it. Kenny's still growing. I don't think so, Kenny. I'm not going to be. I don't think I'm going to be growing one. I don't have any interest in growing a mustache. So you get to my age and you get weird hair growing out everywhere. I've seen where black morning for the King's Day event. You know, I just talked to Blackbird today. We're trying to get, looks like hotels.com is trying to rip him off or something. I'm trying to help him get his money back. I got to help him move some tools too. I always manage to keep my friendships no matter what, because at the end of the day, people realize that I try to be a nice person first and foremost, but I can't be run over. I'm dying over here, and they start growing here. You guys want to have his money? They start, I don't know. You double your Kenny. I'm too old to worry about clicks and views and channel growth. I never geared my channel towards that. I just came on and did exactly what I wanted to do every day. If I'm doing vintage audio or I'm doing metal detecting, I hope maybe on Saturday to do some metal detecting. This is the best. Well, thank you, Deja Vu. How you doing? It's nice to see you, Doctor. Well, thank you, Melody. That's sweet of you. I just like, it's just easy to be, you don't need all that extra food and crap getting caught. I don't know. How you doing, Alan Gentry? Are you Alan Gentry? Like Rosie, I'm getting all ready for the big broadcast tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, from the White House, the President of the United States. Good evening. My fellow Americans, I'm here to announce that effective midnight tonight, I shall resign the presidency of the United States. Both Pat and I have been privileged to be your president and first lady, respectively. And now we leave the future of the United States of America in the capable hands of Vice President Gerald R. Ford. Looks like we're going to be playing out of but the streets are, Hermosa is not going to be open up. We didn't win more like, well, we don't, they're not going to have a nuclear weapon, so I guess we did kind of win. And since we don't get any oil out there, let the people that depend on the oil worry about opening up. Let them put the pressure on Iran. What real these are. Name the top five presidents in your lifetime in order. What do you mean top? The ones, Ronald Reagan would be number one for me. I wouldn't say there were five. I didn't really like any of the Bushes. George Bush Sr. got wobbly knees. Margaret Thatcher had to tell him, don't get wobbly in the knees now, George. I haven't liked it. Bill Clinton, I had good times, great times in my life. I had the time of my life. So, everything else has basically been a shit show. It's all been a shit show. What's going on, Scottish? Well, there you go again. You guys are too young to remember how psychologically screwed up everybody felt in the late 70s with the Iran situation and all the shit with inflation and Watergate and all that crap, and people were just like so wrung out, and freaks on the streets and protesting and down with this, damn power to the people. What people? What power? Power to the people. And then all of a sudden, in 1980, we have the Winter Olympics come up in late 79 and 1980. And Mike Eruzione and the U.S. hockey team do the impossible. They win the gold medal. And all of a sudden, that was the first time in my life I ever heard the chant, USA, USA. And all of a sudden, in that moment in Lake Placid, New York, the spirit of conservatism was born at that moment, and it whisked Ronald Reagan into office. And the rest, all of a sudden, we started feeling good about our country instead of everybody telling us how shitty we were all the time. That was a big, big turning point. Well, we didn't have any experience in the desert environment, and we send in helicopters and all the sand blows up and gets caught in the gears and bearings, and it's over. Now there's no nation in the world that has more experience fighting in a desert environment than the United States does in the Middle East. So we've learned a lot. Did you know that final was pre-recorded earlier? What final? Yeah, I knew it was, I don't know, we watched it live whatever time it was because Al Michaels was the announcer on it. Do you believe in miracles? Yes. I remember all the teams we beat, Finland, and then had to beat the Czech Republic to get into the gold medal game. And then we had to beat Sweden, beat Sweden, and then we were in the gold medal game. And nobody thought we would have a shot at it. And I remember every day I clipped that from the newspaper and stapled it up with what game we won. It was pretty amazing. I would say that was the turning point. That was the turning point. Then the world became a much smaller place and things became a lot more complicated. And the world became more interconnected. We went through the .com, we went through the telecom bubble, WorldCom, and all that bullshit, and Enron, and then we went through the .com bullshit with pets.com and the puppet on your hand and all this crazy lunatic. This stuff with AI is exactly a repeat of that crap. Did you find any big spiders? Oh, E.T., there were spiders as big as a microwave oven down there. Weird looking orange and brown ones and the usual collection of big fat juicy black widows down there. Yeah, it's a job, and you got to crawl on your belly like the Marine Corps. There ain't a lot of room down there. I hadn't been under the house in 5 years. I came across one of my lord had a big fat belly, and then just hosed it. Yeah, I know. I found out that my hose was slightly on, and I came to the thought, Alan, that they're not properly metering the water because there's no way that flow was 56 gallons an hour. There's no way. I think they're juicing the meter out there. So if I can figure that out, then I can get a class action lawsuit going and get everybody a big fat juicy refund. Man, when I finally got that water meter compartment open and lifted that lid on that thing and looking at that digital readout is advancing, I'm like, my money's flying. Oh, I'm going to get a large bill. I already asked him for some forbearance, and she's like, we don't compensate for owner error or negligence. And she's like, but I mean that in the nicest way. Yeah, 56 gallons an hour. Not when it's barely turned on. And it had a kink in it too, so whatever was coming through was a very restricted flow. Anyway, there's no sense arguing about it. I have to pay the price for it. So, and I want to shout out to, I don't know if Angus Kisses is here. Angus Kisses, I don't know if you're here. I want to thank you for your very kind contribution. Oh, I was the one that didn't turn it off. It was definitely me. Because I had watered the plants out in the planter box out front, so. Yeah, there's no way that was 56 gallons. I think that the meters are juiced or whatever. It's BS. How, Rosie? Because I hauled that hose out to the front and I watered. It was so dry. We hadn't had any rain in March. And I just cut back all the geraniums because they were getting leggy and weird looking. And I figured I better really give these bad boys a good drink of water. And I hit that baby. I hauled the hose out and I hauled the hose back. Yeah, very hard lesson learned, yeah. What I'm going to do is hook the hose to the well side. I have multiple taps all over the property that are connected to the well. All I have to do is shift the hose from the gate side of the entrance to the back to the closed inside on the other side. Yeah, it's crazy. I was just saying, I think things are juiced on that. I might just take a measurement. Okay, that dog just dropped a big deuce right there, and the guy's rolling around the ground. Okay. That's it. Yes, it was a Sputnik moment, Elmer. And then AT&T put up Telstar. Western Electric and Bell Laboratories put up Telstar, which was the first real communication satellite. Sputnik looked like a weight I use to tie on when I'm fishing and stuff. For crab, grabs the bottom with 4 legs and a ball on it. Weird looking thing. They call it a Sputnik weight. I want to get this work wrapped up this week on this other job I'm doing. Yeah, dear Sputnik. That was a weird looking thing itself. Now you got so much crap flying around up there that it's starting to interfere with the light that's reaching the earth and stuff. It's goofy. You got to dodge all the crap up there. You know what I mean, Elmer? You got to dodge all the stuff. Hoover, Constellation, vacuum cleaner, or Constellation Energy, or the USS Constellation, still commissioned in the U.S. Navy and sitting in Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Oh man, yeah, the Sputnik, Chobnik. So Elmer, you like this Sputnik, Chobnik? Huh? I think you're a spy, Chobnik. Oh, no, private corporate by NASA beside our government. Thank God they do. I wouldn't count on our people to be able to do shit. It was a 2-year period where Elon Musk was the only one that was dependable to put a rocket into space after that Boeing bullshit Starliner thing. They'll probably be back again in a year with some more tricks. Beautiful looking machine, but at the end of the day, it was like a death trap. We went through some hard years for Boeing. Now it looks like they're going to be leaving Everett Field in Seattle. Man, I don't know what to say about Seattle if Boeing leaves, and Washington State. I don't know what the hell would happen. Microsoft, man, that's like it. I think that's the backbone. That's the backbone of the whole deal up there. And then they're talking about on KPF radio how they're excited that the new tax is going to be coming into force. And it's like, you can see a lot of people that are calling up for their moving bans to get the hell out of there. You cannot beat economics, ladies and gentlemen. In the long run, money moves to where it's most respected. I watched on it. It's 2 lived on so far, so good. Yeah, I was talking to Alan about how we watched the Saturn program and 4 million horsepower Saturn V rockets slowly lifting off the pad with Walter Cronkite. And there it goes, ladies and gentlemen, slowly lifting off the pad, carrying the hopes of mankind for its first landing on the moon. This has been a turbulent time for NASA, going back to the death of Virgil and Grissom and Chaffee dying in the capsule on the pad. It could be a glorious moment for mankind. Yeah, what's going on, Daniel? How you doing? You can tell I cut my teeth on Walter Cronkite, and that's the way it is. Uncle Walter. It was 6:35 Eastern Daylight Savings Time. I think Florida's in Daylight Savings Time. Where's Elon today? That guy needs some sunshine, man. He's starting to look like a vampire or something. I was one, would be a couple hours to go. That boy needs to get in the sun. Could be he has a vitamin D deficiency. They guess that Blair and say cuss word and play. Yeah, that would keep you amused for hours, wouldn't it, Carrie class? That and playing with your jacks. How you doing? How you doing, Tara? What's going on? Yes, he was very respected. Well, it says he doesn't drink vinegar. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't drink vinegar myself. I mean, I'll drink Woodford Reserve. I bought a bottle of the single barrel Four Roses, $50 yesterday, but it's the best of the best, small batch. Me and my dad went down and watched the lawn. Loud for sure, shook the ground. I love drinking pickles. The other reason I bought it. Here you go. Have one on me. Starting to get a little deteriorated. I don't drink apples. I don't know what the benefit of that is. I don't know. The grandson of the founder of Reese's wrote a letter to Hershey and said, you really mucked up the Reese's cups with this pseudo chocolate. And they're like, well, we try to cater to changing customers' taste. People just lie so easily these days. Is anybody else shocked by that? The way that lies just roll off of people's tongues these days. What consumer begged for wax and filler and emulsifiers in their chocolates? Wow, what a world we live in, and these people are always trying to rip you off. Now the people that sell potato chips and grow potatoes, oh shit, we got too many potatoes now because this Ozempic, people aren't eating the potato chips and snacks like they used to. So, you know what, dude? Make yourself some mashed potatoes. Make some vodka. It was an April Fool's. No, I didn't say anybody in here. I'm just saying that the spokesman for Hershey was just said that it was responding to changing consumer taste. What person ever wants shittier tasting chocolate? I still buy Hershey bars and stuff, but hopefully they'll go back to their original formulation. All right, Tara. It's very, very disconcerting. Sports bike boy. What's the temperature? 64 degrees. It ain't bad out. It ain't bad out. No, you will like this better, newer truck. No, there's no way, Jack. I mean, don't blow smoke up my hiney. You know, just admit that you effed up. Face it, flounder, you effed up. That's it. You have people that are working every day in food laboratories to have extenders to lower the cost, use less cocoa, and it's just like they'll charge you more. That's why I say when I went in and I to 7-Eleven and I saw their dollar shelf, once in a while they'll load that up at like the end of the month, and you can get some great deals. Normally, like a candy bar, they would charge $2.99 for these days. You can get $1. You can get for $1, buck. Everything's a buck. Werner von Braun. Yeah, there you go, Elmer. Well, you really yearn for those days of the V2 rocket, don't you? In East Germany and Adenauer. And all the East German secret police. Guten Abend, Fräulein. Wie geht's? Do you remember that everything's a buck at the flea market? God, I wouldn't go near a flea market. I'm still trying to get rid of stuff in the house. Gradually emptying the place out. Everything's a buck. You still remember that? I haven't been every Sunday. They have the flea market at the Veterans Building here. Yeah, so many good memories and more memories to come. I remember those ice cube shaped penny candies. Can't say I do when you could buy Hershey boy, and it was a lot bigger than it is now. Well, we've debased our purchasing power so much by just creating money out of thin air that it just every dollar that's borrowed just and spent diminishes our purchasing power. That's deficit spent just kills us here. I can't get a lot of people to understand that. You're spending money that wasn't earned within normal channels of productivity and taxation. You're just borrowing against your kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids' futures. It's coming to an end right now. Are you kidding? The cost of this war effort with all that hardware floating on the sea, all that fuel, all that precision shit costs a ton of money. You're looking at a big bill that's, the president keeps his eye on he's guided by markets, but that's not probably the best way to guide your presidency. You start kowtowing to investment markets and you can go down a really shitty road. So, wreckage of a German V2 rocket plane off of East Germany. Your old stomping grounds, Elmer, in East Germany. In Tannenberg. Worked, he was a personnel manager. I used to like the mallow cups. They were like some kind of marshmallow goo on the inside of chocolate. How you doing, Jen? What's going on, babe? Boyer, boyer, boyer smoothies. Ew. And then you used to have points inside on it, and you'd send that in for some kind of little junky Chotsky they'd send you, but you were excited. It allowed 6 to 8 weeks for delivery. Jeez, can you imagine that? If Amazon told you it'll be there in 6 to 8 weeks, that's the way life used to run back then. And it was allowed 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. Uh, yeah, remember I could buy a pack of smokes for 50 cents. Those were the glorious days. Yeah, the world was a better place, Jack. I would say so. KTEL Records presents Songs of the 70s. Dun dun da doo 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 doo. Yes, all your favorite hits will be delivered to you on a 2-record set. Thank you, Jen. I've gotten a lot of good feedback. It's a shame more people don't watch them until like later and sometimes up to 3 weeks from now, but I appreciate that. People could learn a lot of stuff about history and be a lot better informed in the world than they are. And this is the time when you need maximum, absolute maximum knowledge right now. Because there's a lot of kooky shit going on in the world. Yeah, thank you, Jack. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys are checking them out and leave a nice comment. Make sure to watch all the way through before you thumbs up. If you just click on it and thumbs up, it doesn't really count for anything in YouTube. I have a lot of kind people that the second I put it up, they thumbs up it, but that doesn't really help help it. But I appreciate it. I've been having some fun doing YouTube, shorts, YouTube shorts. You saw that wiring rat's nest I had to work through today. Yeah, we used to take up a fake note from my old man and hand it to Tilly at the behind the counter there. She didn't care. Here you go. Yeah, please give my son a pack of L&M. The only man I remember to buy cigs for my dad with a note. I always did that, Jen. I'll go. I would change the 1 to 2, buy 2 packs, throw a little allowance in there, and there you go. My 50 cents a week. And let me tell you, my mother got maximum mileage out of that 50 cents every week too. No, I didn't smoke. Well, the woman behind the counter was like 110 years old, and she didn't much give a shit if you smoked or not. She pretty much hated everything. I mean, people would go in there and just rip off. Okay, this dog's doing a super dump. There we go. Nice loose one. Nice. Oh, just let her rip, baby. There we go. Better pinch it off clean. That's right. Back right up onto it. There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna lay down on it. Or just sat right down on the dump. Oh, you're gonna give it a treat because it took a big dump. Yeah, that's good. Oh, Susanna. I had so much for the game. Running the streets was safe. Uh-oh. Don't you look at my dog. My little Pugsley. And your Rob, I'm gonna get a soda and a candy bar you were in heaven. Yeah, it's funny, Alan. We lived on the edge of nuclear annihilation. I remember my elementary school looking at all the barrels of food in the fallout shelter in the basement, the school, and the fallout shelter sign, the gold and black, and the barrels of water, and the drills to get under your desk as if that was going to save you. As if that was going to, I used to buy a 2-penny bum. I had a little comic strip inside. Yeah, that was like double bubble. I never really got into bubble gum too much. They had the jawbreakers. That was the big thing. And we used to, you're going to really hate to hear this. We used to take those jawbreakers and we would get in a room. I told you about Whipperoo, where a guy would have to put a paper bag over his head and the other people would whip him with the belt until he actually managed to tag one of them, and then that person had to assume the paper bag and get whipped. And I told you about putting the guy's head into the big fan in the attic, and we would also get those jawbreakers, the big jobs, and just whip them at each other. People with knots on the side of their skull and oh man, I miss the streets of Baltimore so much. Shit, man. It's like a war zone every day. It was great. Probably all you don't even know what the hell a jawbreaker is, those big things. And then some dope choked on them and they moved a Big League Chew to shredded bubble gum, yeah. Then we grew up, because Maryland was a big lacrosse state and we all played lacrosse, so we would throw the lacrosse ball at each other. That was like hard as that was like so dense, that thing. And if you left a mark, that was a good thing. And that barbecue place in Baltimore too, huh, Ron? I don't remember Baltimore ever being a big barbecue place. I just saw recently that McCormick has taken over Unilever's food business, going to create a $55 billion company, and that started in a basement in Baltimore, McCormick. It's just like Old Bay. But I don't know about the barbecue place. Oh no, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Shit, I know now, down on Green Mountain Avenue. Yeah, Leon's Pig Pen. That was it, on North Avenue, right across from the penitentiary there. And the old spooky Green Mountain Cemetery where John Wilkes Booth is buried there. And yeah, Leon's Pig Pen, yeah. You'd go down there. You couldn't order ahead. You had to go in with cash. You had to look first and make sure that the streets were kind of clear. And you had to have somebody. It's how good the barbecue was, and you had to have somebody in the car with the engine running out there just in case. Man, it was. Oh boy, I mean, the shit that you do to try that. Yeah, Leon's Pig Pen. Yeah. Also, I think Lake Trout is still open. That was a real Baltimore thing called Lake Trout. Crazy. Yeah, Leon's Pig Pen, man. Wow, you'd risk your life for some barbecue. Then there was a Chinese. Not Jimmy Woo's, but a shitbag carry-out place. The woman's like, "Oh, how you go? Oh, crazy crap going on." Don't fool yourself, though. These kids are having the time of their life. Look at how these Walden gangs are breaking out all over the United States now. These gangs of kids 50 and 100 that'll rush a mall and wreak havoc, and this is a preview of coming attractions, people, of as society continues its breakdown here. Yeah, you remember those Baltimore stories? Yeah, Leon's Pig Pen. Wow. Yeah, what was it called? Golden Star, I guess it was. Chinese on Green Mountain Avenue. That was a shit road. You went right down by the penitentiary. And the penitentiary was this old looking castle, freaky looking granite. My father used to say, the way you're gone, there's your home for the future. I'd be like, where? That? What the hell is that thing? A castle? No, that's the penitentiary. What the hell is that? That's where they lock people up forever. Seeing Lee Hale from Baltimore, he was a fisherman guy. Yeah, old Lee. I wonder what the hell happened to Lee. He probably capsized his boat. I mean, he was a bullshitter anyway, Lee. But he was a good bullshitter. You're gonna be the king of the pen, man. It's like that's where you're gonna end up. Whoa. And man, penitentiaries were built to look really freaking hideous and scary. They were very foreboding with 40, 50-foot walls, straight drop down to concrete, right into the hood. I mean, that's going to leave a mark when you go over the side. Leon's Pig Pen. What a great memory. And Mr. Way's hair weave. You come down Baltimore and get your Mr. Way's hair weave. It will fit you, and we will do it for you. You can wear it in the shower, and we're located on North Avenue in Baltimore. We're the most kind of rebellious of you say. I wouldn't say I was rebellious. I was always getting into trouble. Smoking, climbing on tops of roofs of church. If you ever saw the movie Diner, when It was filmed in Baltimore. You saw Kevin Bacon in the scene where he's laying in a manger, a Christmas scene. That was the church I used to climb on the roof, and the pastor would come, oh, you little bastard. The minister would come up and, oh, you little bastard. We used to take binder paper and get pipe tobacco and roll our own little cigarettes up there. It's a wonder we didn't light the place on fire. No, it was like I think it was like an Episcopal church or something like that. Something like that, or Presbyterian church. And the minister, you little bastards up here again. Hello. Yes, very hyperactive and always a discipline problem. I didn't really catch fire academically until second semester of freshman year in college. I just dicked off all the time. I lived the Animal House dream. Gargoyles, candle. You gotta keep your kid off the roofs of the church. We used to love Halloween. We just went out of our minds, man, with soap and I remember there was this big apartment building in the neighborhood that I worked as, I told you about pulling the asbestos off of the pipes in the base. It was built in like the 1920s or something. And in those days, you would incinerate all the trash in big incinerators in the place. It stunk up the whole neighborhood, something awful when that shit went up. And Halloween, it was like a 6th-floor building, and you would have these apartments that were across the hall from each other. And you'd have an elevator that would grind slowly up and down. But you had these opposing door knockers that were right across, the apartments were right across the hall from each other. So we would take a piece of string, tie it, go all the way up to the 5th floor and tie it on one of the door knockers. Run it over across the hall through the other door knocker, go down the steps with the whole ball of string around, go to the 4th floor, put it through those door knockers across the hall, 3rd floor, 2nd floor, 1st floor, basement, and we would just take we'd wrap that end around and just pull that thing, and you could hear all those door knockers go. And all these Southern ladies that were like granddaughters of the Confederacy and shit. Oh my God. What oh shit, man! You gotta hear that. What the hell is going on around here? Well, this is not proper and fit. Oh shit! So much fun, man. Then one day I come to work and I'm like an assistant janitor and shit, which means I always had to do the crappy crap like shoveling out the incinerators. I come in to work on a Saturday morning. I'm like a couple minutes early, and William Waters, who was the maintenance guy, tall, skinny, black guy, about 50 or something, and I come around. I come around the corner to check in and go put my crap down in the room. He's in there. Oh shit! I was scarred for life. Oh man! Oh shit! I wouldn't trade my vicious little life for anything. And I remember he went to zip up his pants and he caught his bird. I said, "Are you all right, man?" He's like, "Get the fuck out of here." I said, "You old goof." Oh, shit, man. He left work early that day. And it's kind of sad because I had to do his work and my work. Man, you guys just didn't. You just didn't know what city living was. We'd have people in Baltimore City at that time had transit buses that some of them still ran on wire and shit. And other ones had bumpers on the back, and these people would ride for free on the clinging on the clinging on the back of the bus, and shit, the bus would go by, and we would throw eggs and shit. Because they couldn't get off because the bus is moving too fast, right? You get run over by the person behind you and shit. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, spectacular fun. Spectacular done. Yeah, well, you know, he never talked about it, and I never brought it up again. Good old William Waters. Man. He was always drinking on the job. Let's see. Yeah, Angus Kisses. Is she here? Thank you very much, Angus Kisses, for your kindness. She sent me a really nice donation to help defray the cost of the cats, and I'm so grateful for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Man. I think I was earning a good $1.75 an hour or something at that time, something crazy. And then my brother had a paper route, my little brother, and he would say, I'm having trouble collecting from my subscribers. And I'm not making the money. I'm getting behind. He's like, can you go collect from these people, you know? And of course, I was always like, well, you know, what's in it for me, bro? Yeah, I got the money out of those people. Yeah, look, I'm seeing here. Well, it's a nice dog you have. I'd be ashamed if something happened to Spike. Oh, by the way, your account's overdue for your Baltimore Sun subscription. Oh, I'll get it right here. Let me get my purse. I would have given him the zipper so he didn't get caught out again. I don't know. It's just, you know, he had a pretty boring job, right? I mean, I don't know. He's just like, I don't know if I think he slept in there a lot of nights because his old lady kicked him out from the house or something like that. He was always, I don't know what the hell he was. I couldn't understand him. I understood about every fourth word that he said. Yes, he's good. Box in the side. Okay. I'll just take the elevator up to the 5th floor and just sit around up there on the steps for an hour. Okay, the little boxes in there. Oh, good. No, some of those old Confederate ladies were so demented. I remember this one Mrs. Price used to call down to the office and say that she saw, how she used to put it, there's a Negro conducting an orchestra on the alley beside them. she didn't use the Negro word, but she would see a whole symphony orchestra playing on the street. And William Waters would be like, man, I got to go see that. Well, you know me. I mean, he might have had the door like cracked or something to the maintenance room, and I just kicked the door. I got my PF flyers on, so I'm treading lightly, right? And I'm like, oh, wow, this is an awkward moment. Of course, I'm going to stand there so it has maximum impact. I'm not going to jump back and, oh, yeah, sorry, man. Oh, you know. Shit. Damn. I'll tell you what, guys, there's a lot of forgiveness that had to come my way, you know. I mean, it was just like, wow. Oh, man. So my report cards always had U for unsatisfactory conduct. And my parents used to dread going up to the parent-teacher conference. Oh, shit. Thank you for all the guy. Well, I appreciate you, Agus Kisses. You don't always say a lot, and I'm not sure you like everything you hear that goes on here, but I'll tell you what, you're a hell of a nice person. And when you're here, when you're not here, we notice it. And like I said, I know you've always you continue to go through a lot of crap in life that you silently suffer with and stuff, and you don't ever come in and unload on anybody, or I've never ever heard you say an unkind word to anybody. And hug and kiss is right, she's horrible. I guess it's this, yeah, she's the sweetest one here. I've never ever what do I do for a living? I'm retired, but I work as for hire handyman, and I do some volunteer stuff too. And I've been very busy this week with work. I had to make some money. I was kind of depleted after my East Coast adventure. I lived and worked overseas in China for years. And then in the second semester freshman year, I got very interested in academics, particularly philosophy and economics, political science and all that. Number one, the girls were great looking in those not so much philosophy, but political science and history. Cream of the crop. Yeah. Man, that kicked my butt. I'll never forget Thursday. I was getting woozy. And it wasn't because of the heat. It was because of the damn, I could not escape the sun. Because you have to get high on the ladder, and hey, there's the sun peeking over the roof. Yeah, I was a kid with I don't know if I had too much time or I just didn't give a shit. I hated school. I enjoyed PE. I enjoyed smoking at lunchtime outside. I think the history I enjoyed, but way too much engineering bullshit for too young an age. Well, you're the kind one, Angus Kisses. Many time I think, geez, Angus Kisses is gonna punch the clock one time. That's gonna be it. So, but you still hang around. Yeah, it's a very nice person. And trust and believe nothing gets wasted on. I don't spend money frivolously and buy crap. I use stuff and then wear it out. Yeah, we all need a good laugh. I'm glad you got on the straight and focused. Yeah, my first semester of college was a disaster. And all of a sudden, yeah, I got spooked for the first time in my life. And, then we had a factory down the hill from the house, and my father would say, well, your future awaits down there. What does that mean? That's where you can sit there and sort nuts and bolts all day at the plant. And I think because I hesitated, you probably think that's a good idea, don't you? I've done worse jobs in my life. Short nuts and bolts. I was woozy up there, Elmer. I'd been going hard to try to avoid, and then now we're in the low 80s there, and everybody's comfortable, and I'm half tempted to run down there real quick and just paint the other. Just knock it off and finish it while it's comfortable. I'm half tempted to go down there after and just knock it off. Do 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 do. That sun is brutal because it was unexpected at that time of year, and it was really intense. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about making a quick return trip down there to just finish it off. But it would probably be the second week or I'm not sure. I got to monitor because I'm really happy about the way that the Rancho is doing. I want to get the plants planted. I'm glad I waited till the rain came. Yeah, I've done the hard part of that painting job, believe it or not. That was that trim, man. Whew. Wow. That stuff was in such bad shape. It was warm, simplex. It was in the mid 80s here, and now it's in the low 60s. It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow and in the mid 70s and stuff, so. Yeah, definitely check the weather before I go. I'm glad I'm not there right now because there's heavy winds coming in, and it's a very tough time of year. You get the change of seasons, and a lot of times that wreaks havoc. Please hit the thumbs up button. It is very appreciated. Well, $1.75 to be an assistant maintenance jerk we thought that was a lot of money then. Money went a long way. Of course, people were still bitching about stuff even then. You get 9 hours sleep. I think I went to bed about 11:30 and got up about 5 a.m. As Frenchmen speaking only, do Americans like to, the fact that you get a war in Europe, would you think it was a bad move with any, do you think yeah, I've done a lot of videos. I don't know if you've seen my morning videos per Chendro. It's a very good question. I get up around between 5:30 and 7 in the morning. I like to be an early riser. My days never seem to go fast because I'm usually very active for 18 hours a day. As far as Americans go to war, I think if you could have held a vote in America, a quick vote, that maybe 10% of America would have been okay with going to war. I didn't give Bird was gone by the time I checked the back porch. I talked to him today. I'm trying to get his money back from hotels.com. Have you ever done a morning stream? Yeah, I'm thinking about doing them about current world events in the morning, or pre-recording it and doing it as a premiere. I've never done a premiere before. I'd like to talk to some people and have some people on talking with me. But as far as going to war, no, I don't think that I think we often see ourselves as the policemen of the world, because other nations wait till the shit hits the fan, and then they get themselves in deep, like France in 1940, surrendering to the Germans in May of 1940. The Vichy government and all that shittiness, they waited till the bottom fell out to get their ass in gear. But I think the French and the English are too scared now that they have large Muslim populations now, so they're afraid of riots on the street if they oppose anything in the Middle East. Anything Islam is going to be third rail. No, I wasn't here in 89. I got here in 98, August of 98, but I remember it on TV. I'll be here 28 years in August. You show me you have a life, you gotta work, make money, appreciate that. Well, a lot of people would tell you the same thing, per Sendro. But because we have a president that's vested with a lot of power, that's able to make decisions immediately, we all do well or suffer accordingly as a result of that. The president has the ability to move the military anytime, any place. Only when it's a full-scale war, and I think this is certainly a war, but we have all this namby-pamby nomenclature about what it is. Yeah, New York City's great. A lot of people hate me for saying that, but I enjoy a lot of stuff about New York, New Jersey. What do I think about who? The French guy, I don't have a lot of thoughts. What do you think of Byron? The Byron Noam scan. Was he the cross-dressing guy? Hey, look. Sure, if you could peel back the if you could peel back the curtain on a lot of America, you would see a lot of crazy shit that people do. It's look at what I did for 11 years and stuff. Who am I to say, right? I don't much care what people do in the privacy of their own home, so it never really moved my needle too much. I call that a little domestic situation that needs to be worked on. Yeah, it just didn't move my needle at all. I thought, it's another day in America. It's another TMZ, another National Enquirer moment. So, of course, it's mortifying, but it's probably not the only one in America. I mean, I got Tara that comes up and dresses every time she comes up and visits, and lives as male all the other time, but it's just some people just have a kink they run. I live in Michigan. I live where singer Madonna grew up as a kid. I've been to Michigan, Battle Creek, Union City, Detroit. I enjoyed my time in Michigan. It destroyed my windshield, but Bay City, Michigan. Unfortunately, we only got what's coming for the internet. Like everyone is okay with Trump's view and want more, and everybody in Europe needs an inward view like yours. I think if you talk to a lot of people, you would find out that their views exactly match mine. It's like we just, so many times in America, we feel like we're along for the ride. Whatever happens, we're just hooked to the train, and that's it. We're hooked to the engine. And we just hope that we don't run off the rails. But you know what? We have a good balancing system here that rectifies things at elections every 2 years. So, oh, how you doing, Lisa? The executive branch is vested with a tremendous amount of power. But you kind of need that sometimes. Roosevelt was the last one that just exercised power on that scale of just executive orders, and everybody was so scared at the depression with the banks were failing left to right, they would have signed over the keys to their house to them. Sometimes you need power. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. But there's a measure of people here. I'm one of them disappointed that when push comes to shove, I mean, we've always been there for England and France and the countries of Europe in time of dire straits with spilling American blood on the shores. And when it comes time to step up and be an alliance, it really wasn't worth anything. I don't really mind to see us dissolve NATO. It didn't. It was just a club anyway. Sometimes the lights are all shining on the. What benefit was it to us? I mean, we have all our troops stationed there, all of the money that we have to put into the hardware. You've got to have people step up and pay for their own defense. And it's like Trump said, Ukraine is, Russians are your problem, not ours. Ask me about Israel. That's a whole nother situation there. And I talked extensively about that this morning. I laid it all out pretty clearly. You want to see where the real finger of blame should be laid. So it's very easy to sit over there now and say, we don't want to be tangled up in this. Of course you don't. You have a huge Muslim population in the UK. You're scared out of your wits. Yeah, Libya was a mess. Oh, no problem, Scottish. These are important videos, though. I'll just put it up frankly. People have benefited very much from watching these videos, financially and otherwise. I'm sad to say we're not a very well-educated people these days. We're more into what's coming on Netflix and you know, the bullshit drama that's coming down on YouTube and stuff that's going to impact your life in a way that you never saw coming. Well, there's really not a lot of people around here tonight. Wow. Weird. But I like France. One of my dreams is to go over and to spend a month in France. I love the culture. I think I would like the food scene very much. You know, Roosevelt gets on with everybody, a smile, s'il vous plaît, a merci, bonjour, bonsoir, une baguette, s'il vous plaît. Which is useless for getting a job. Well, like we have a lot of pegs in around home, and your account is great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Please share it out with people if you enjoy the content, because I think France is magnificent. My fear is that people overran it so much. You know, like Paris was like a #1 destination. Paris and Rome and Barcelona, Venice. I felt sorry for you guys over there. The Amalfi Coast. I felt sorry for you guys being overrun with, you know, so many Americans have a dream of this of the little cottage in Florence or in Marseille or Lyon, to have a little cottage, a little French country place. Slum now. I haven't been. I'm eager to go back. I haven't been there since the 1970s. But as far as beauty, as far as I don't need to, you know, I don't care about slums so much. As long as there's a bohemian life there to be enjoyed, but it just travel became too widely abused. There was just too many people gone, and it made places like Greece and Venice, Barcelona, Mexico City, just overrun with Americans. Cruise ships coming in. It's so destructive of a culture. Schneider Electric, yeah, Schneider Electric, they have it here. England's the one that really slipped off the, they've just been so overrun with their Muslim population that they say it's not even recognizable anymore. And if you saw my community post today or yesterday where the British exchequer's worried about AI and the job loss and the tax revenue, I'm like, yeah, people are starting to finally wake up. People are finally starting to wake up to the realities. People are licking their chops like, oh, work is going to be optional? Wonderful. I wouldn't hold your breath. You'll be scratching at the dirt, hoping for rain. I live in Paris. It's pretty, but I really only needs more referendum like midterms. No, I don't think, we just don't strike up referendums like that. We don't dissolve our ruling. You know, I don't know what Macron can do and all that, but in the United States, you have very defined election cycles. And in those election cycles, you can have referendums. In California, I always wonder, why do we even have a state legislature? Because everything important always gets voted on in statewide referendums anyway. And created enclaves. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's no interest in assimilating anymore when you bring in people. They don't go there because they love England and can't wait to live the English life. They love there because of benefits and perceived wealth and a way to extract that and take advantage of that. I mean, look at Nigeria. It has so much oil wealth, but you have millions of children running around with pot bellies because they can't get enough to eat. They're half starved. It's just, some countries are just shitty run. School board. Our school board here is in such dire shape, our budget, that they finally had to start making the draconian cuts here. But of course, now they want to put a tax measure on the ballot again. More money, less kids, make that make sense to me. See, this is a state, this is a city that feasted on illegal immigrants, feasted on them. Made so much money. Every butt that you put in the seat was it's like $100 a day revenue. So you didn't really give a shit where those people were. You didn't care. You were living the high life with the county flooded with people that were working in the fields and vineyards and construction. Now that's gone. Now that's receded. A lot of people have left the area. A lot of people self-deported here. All right, great morning. All right, take care, man. Thanks for watching. All right, take care. Thanks for coming in. I'm glad to have somebody from Paris here. That's great. I keep trying to make baguettes so many times over the 14 years on YouTube, and I've never really succeeded in making decent ones. Money was always the move. Yeah, money was the motive, and the education that these kids got was horrendous. Look at the test scores out of this county, one of the wealthiest counties in America here. And look at the test scores that came out of these schools. And you don't hear anything, but they want to hit the streets and protest about bullshit that's 3,000 miles away. But they don't give a shit about the kids that are 3 miles away and the education that they're getting. Well, thank you. I do all right, Berzendo. I've got nice people that support me here. Do I wish it was more? Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I like it when November comes and the people open their hearts and wallets and really support my once-a-year efforts to fundraise for St. Joe's in Las Vegas in their food program. That's when people really rally around me. And I wouldn't really care about anything else as long as people are there and have saved a few shekels for that month. That's a beautiful thing. Do you know, this fourth year, we have a chance to reach a cumulative $50,000 that's been donated over 4 years if we succeed in November. If you succeed. It's all you, it's not me. And I'm just saying, let's give credit where it's due. That has made a tremendous impact. You don't see me out here 3 times a year doing a video now because the food is running out and could you guys help us and stuff. There's still people like MR that make monthly donations of food, but the response has been tremendous. And it just goes to show you, if you can focus on one thing and people get used to that time of year, yeah, they step up and make the effort to it. Look, Dr. Frankenstein, whether you gave $1 or you gave, some people gave $500, $1,000. At the end of the day, it was that you were kind enough to give. A lot of times the measure of charity is not what you give, but what you have left after you've given. I mean, that's the measure of giving that I see so much here. I know people were stressed out on bills. I know people were concerned about rent. Yeah, I donate a little bit to the fundraiser, but I'm saying I couldn't pull that off, Melody, without the kindness of people, 95% of whom I will never have the pleasure of meeting in my life. 70% of them will never set foot in Las Vegas or meet Father Creer or go down there and help in the program. I'm so thrilled. I got somebody like Judy that was, I was able, after all the years I've known her on YouTube and stuff, was finally able to put her, to meet her in person, way too short a visit, but to have her out there and helping on that food line, that she could actually see what goes on out there and the people on the daily was beyond my wildest dreams. Well, Dr. Frankenstein, you also give me donations through the year and stuff, so. But I don't press for it. I don't pound on people to, channel memberships and Patreons and GoFundMes. And, if you join my channel, you get to see my videos earlier. And like I said before, what am I going to tell somebody that's been with me for 14 years watching, that has been a faithful viewer of mine for 14 years, and now I want to have channel memberships for $20 a month, and this poor person that's been with me 14 years can't spare it. And now they're going to be shut out. They've been a loyal watcher of my stuff. I can't do that with a conscience. I can't do that. There's no way. I'm not making separate material in my life. Oh, you get to you get to see the secret behind the scenes. Bullshit. All content for all people all the time. I didn't join YouTube to have a tier of different people here. I want everybody to be here, and everybody knows where the donate button is. I have people when I'm on a trip, hey, here's $10 for gas, here's $25, here's something for the cats. I'm very grateful. But that program is near and dear to my heart because Las Vegas is such a special case of it's impossible to imagine trying to run something in the middle of the most transient city in America. It's I would have run out and turned the key in 20 years ago. To hell with this. So yeah, I'm going to do everything I can to make that place as beautiful, magnificent, living quarters, house, as beautiful as I can make it. To make it attractive as can be, to make it a beacon of hope in a shithole. I care about my local parish like 1/10 of what I care about down there. They got money coming out the wazoo and just, not as much thought into spending as I would like to see. So I guess it's all a roundabout way of saying I'm very happy where I am right now. I'm very, I don't chase the dragon on YouTube for. If I want to start talking about what's going on in the Middle East and the history and stuff, I fire it up and talk about it. If I want to do metal detecting, I fire it up and do it. If I want to do vintage audio, I fire it up. Gardening, travel, live streams, I just fire that puppy right up. Like I told somebody the other day, it was the last one of the last few variety channels on YouTube that covers off a lot of different shit. Was the persimmon tree donated? What does that mean, Jose? Donated? What do you mean? Yes, they say, yeah. People like you, Melody, are fantastic. I had to throttle you back. I started to know Melody a little bit, and I'm like, honey, you do a hell of a lot for me. Could you please throttle back a little? Donated to the mulching company. I don't know. When I moved onto the property, the first thing I did in May of 2011 was have four trees dropped on the property. Four. A disgusting tree out front that was dead, a tree of shame. There was another tree out there in front, three in the back. I said, I don't even want to be here when you're doing that. I flew off to the East Coast and I flew into Norfolk and I rented a car and went down to a family reunion at the Outer Banks down there. I came back, all that shit was done. The big Conestoga pine tree suddenly died last year. It just started turning brown and was gone. Get rid of that one. That tree of shame, that non-fruiting mulberry tree that drove me nuts for years, gone. The persimmon tree that produced so many persimmons that nobody wanted, couldn't even give them away. And dropping that stuff on the alley, kids skidding on their bikes, falling off because it's slick, gone. I have no trees on the property except fruit trees and a nut tree. And out front I have a Japanese weeping flowering cherry tree. And I'm happy. I ain't never putting a palm tree in, any of that stuff. Trees are a pain in the ass. Big pain in the ass. The fence of doom in the back. There was also when I moved there was no fence on the side where the ladybanks grow now. Broken down fence, overgrown. I used to sit there in the morning eating breakfast in June of 2011, and there would be people just cutting through the property to go up to the stores. I brought the guy in town and country fence. I had the old fence hauled off, put the new fence in, chain link, and I planted all those Lady Banks roses down that side. It's the length of a football field. And I don't know, I put one in every 6 feet. I think I put 50 of those things in. And now every spring I got that glorious beauty of those Lady Banks roses on that fence. And the neighbors get to enjoy something that looks beautiful there. And it's nice. Please hit the thumbs up button. Our next project will be moving into the getting the Shine Shack done. Yeah, I put a lot into it and I got a lot of stuff straightened out. Dependability is the key. Thank you, Duncan. The Alpine route. There's Duncan. Couldn't believe I live on an Alpine postal route. It's so flat you could lay a level on this city. And I'm on an Alpine route. Thank you, Duncan. a great consistent supporter of the channel. Thank you, Duncan. I appreciate you. I think Friday night when I'm baking, we'll have a call-in night. Did the fix on the pump stay put? Yes, everything is in good shape on that irrigation leak. I try to monitor the weather and turn it off when, like, we had rain the last couple of days. Let the well get a break. I think this weekend I'm going to be planting the onions and the tomatoes. Yeah, Santa Rosa Royal FD. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And then we got to get into the Shine Shack and get that refreshed. And it really needs a good scrub down and very minor patching on the walls and baseboard and get it all painted up, get the bathroom freshened. And then it's a very nice place to hang out when people come and stuff. So please take a second to hit the thumbs up button. Yeah, Phoenix is nice. So yeah, I would say it was a pretty tough winter, and then I had the overlay of all this, you know, I had to battle through another epic 3 months of gender dysphoria. Once in a while that crops up, and that's a real cross to bear, to deal with that. I mean, as much as we laugh and mess around about it and stuff, it's I would never wish that on anybody in my life. But just recently, in the last couple of weeks, the storm started to break and things have leveled out, and it's pretty good. So, you know, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful. Oh, it's nothing to be sorry about. It's a fact of life. And, you know, we all have a cross to carry in life, and whether we choose to pick it up and carry it is our deal. And that's it. So that's kind of mine to carry forward now, and you know, I've kind of come to terms with that, and it's good. The pollen from the yeah, I've been hit with that. Yeah, thank you, Joni. Joni's been through it, purging, and others. She goes through it all the time. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't usually share that on YouTube, because I think people come here to have fun and be educated and stuff, and I just think at my age, it's just too worn out now to be talking about that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's good feels. I've had a lot of very dark moments this winter. But with the help of you know, with some help, it's been good. It's been good. And yeah, I'm just, you know, I try to focus on the positive stuff in life. But some days, and I'm sure Joni Portwood would tell you, some days and can be really rough. Oh, we only got 13 minutes till go time for the president. What do you think that's going to be all about? Alan Gentry's like, I told him I already wrote the script. The war's gone good. We're out in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. If you want your oil, come and get it. We did what we needed to do. We're gone. And yeah, and NATO, you suck. So sayonara. Oh, well, you're very sweet, Feels. Thank you. I hope Magda, I hope Magda will watch. Well, Feels, you're way too kind. You give me way too much credit. I'm a fallen person. And my greatest joy now is found in using the only skill I ever had was using my hands to make the world, to make things a little, to bring back a little of the guiding light of Christianity and maybe relight the world a little bit by example. Well, thank you, Melody. I think I overshared for enough years. But I think anybody that's been down that road can understand. That's why I look at people like Christy Nome's husband, and I can kind of identify a bit with when that stuff gets a hold of you a little bit. It's very easy to laugh at people and make fun and disparage. It's very hard to take the high road and be understanding and to hold your tongue and not be judgmental about people. Her political stuff and grandstanding, that's a different story. That's certainly open to I guess Dr. Frankenstein is a little bit behind the curve. Where you're gonna have a shock. No, I don't think so. Oh, I thought you didn't know anything about it. I don't know that. Boy, you're gonna have an eye opener. But spring is here, and that always. Once I get out of winter, I've always been affected by seasons, and I guess March was a lot better for me because we really didn't have any rain. Because this is one very miserable place to be in rainy season up here. Other people tell, oh, it's nice. We need the rain. I can't stand it. Her lips have so much color. She is, she is puffed up. There's no doubt about it. But she's riding her own train now, that's for sure. I don't care what people have in their lips or whatever. If it makes them feel better about themselves, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. You take somebody like Tara, she's not harming anybody. She's just herself, and she gets a bang out of doing it, and that's great. She's such a wonderful person. It's nice to see there's a lot more people riding bikes these days. Bottom line is that the Honda there better than I don't want people being themselves. I think I'm sure she knew about it. I mean, like I said, I didn't care. I had a lot of people write me, oh man, this is crazy. Did you see this thing? And I said, you should live with dysphoria sometime. Sometimes it just gets a hold of you and you're just shaking, man. I mean, it's just like, it's a lot. You just have to fight your way through it. It's like walking through jello sometimes. It's a struggle. So I would never, it's a shame that private things come out, but that's the way it is. I mean, that's it. My shit was all over the the internet, a lot of the stuff will be there forever. I purposely leave a lot of stuff so people can see where I came from, and it might help somebody on their journey. So there's a little bit of a method to the madness. Final Fantasy, I don't know, Elmer. You better stay out of that stuff, Elmer. You're already in Germany. Germany's already a hotbed of that shit over the years and centuries. People do weird shit. You probably dress up like Ava Braun or something. I don't know. I'm like this. Well, I don't know. I mean, a lot of her character will be exposed. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not privy to her life. But I'm charitable enough to just say, you know what, this is not my gig, and you guys, whatever you work at, I mean, I'll say a prayer, it works out for your family, but it's not, it's not my gig. I have things like Bobby to think about, and his battles with cancer and all that. I mean, that consumes a lot more of my time. And of course, Bobby's so stoic, you hardly get more than a hello or good morning. It's I'm sure you shared. Yes, I think it does, and it needs a lot more charity than it has. Charity's sort of dried up here. I don't mean charity writing a check. I mean, I'm just saying genuinely caring about the welfare of other people. But it's impossible to claw that back in this society. All these three years and 3 months trying to put the finishing touches on this writing I've done. Probably the 36th edit I've gone through. Because we're all a work in progress. We are all a work in progress. But we can't say that politics is dull right now or what's going on in the world. I guess 5 minutes till airtime. I guess we'll put that on here at 6 p.m. We'll turn on the radio here. And we'll have a listen. Let's find it. There could be something.
Room, and he gave a little preview of his own. Take a listen.
Tonight I'm making a little speech at 9 o'clock. And basically, I'm gonna tell everybody how great I am. What a great job! What a phenomenal job! What a
this guy, man! This guy!
If you didn't have me, if you had some different type of a president, you would.
I've never seen a guy with the ego that big.
Honestly, we're really going to miss this guy. Also, he addressed J.D. Vance, the vice president who's in the crowd. J.D. Vance, as you know, has been brought in recently for some of the discussions with...
like this commentator just said, we're really going to miss this guy one
Not the gay, legless, in a coma.
Amanda Hug and Kiss just vomited in a bag over there.
J.D., hey, how are those talks going?
He's working on the deal, right? How's that moving? Is that okay? The big deal? You see it happening? So if it doesn't happen, I'm blaming J.D. Vance. If it does happen, I'm taking full credit. No, I think it'll be, I think it has to happen.
All right, 3 minutes till go time.
Oh, never in our lifetimes have we ever, nor will we ever again have a president like
What's
this.
up, Bad Bunny? What's going on?
I think it's from the Oval Office. He doesn't generally like the Oval Office setting.
I like it. I don't call it I call it progressives and conservatives.
He wants to do it from the Roosevelt Room or the East Room. He likes walking down
socialists and conservatives
to address the nation from the East Room. Regardless, I'm hoping that the news talk radio station that you're listening to right now, if they're smart enough to have Mark Levin on,
the East Room has the big hallway behind it. That's where I shook the president's hand
from the White House. But if for some reason they're not, I'm going live in about a minute and a half at Town Hall, where I'm the editor. Go check it out. You'll see us at our Town Hall YouTube page. Just search for my name, Larry O'Connor, or on Rumble or on Facebook or wherever you like to watch your streaming videos. We will be presenting the C-SPAN feed of the President's speech along with my running commentary. And then
a
analysis
running
afterwards.
commentary
It's been a
and
pleasure
analysis.
spending the evening with you. I have a great respect for you because you listen to Mark Levin. He is the best in the business.
Geez,
you ask
Mark
anyone in
Levin.
the business. We know the cream
He's
rises
Mr. Israel.
to the top. And Mark Levin is the creme de la creme. I hope that he and his family are having a great Passover.
He's one of the Israel can do no wrong boys.
From Holy Thursday to a solemn Good Friday and then a joyous Easter Sunday. Hallelujah, my friends. He has risen.
KSFO. I gotta turn that music down.
From our friends at the Jameson team, Bob and Sandy, are you considering looking to move to another state? You ought to get together with the Jameson team and learn about their 12-step roadmap to your next destination.
It's
as well
Armstrong
as
and
their
Getty
national
in the
referral
morning.
network. They have the connections to help you get settled in a new area. If you don't even know where you want to go, they have state-by-state research to help you figure it out.
Yeah, the Jameson team is a one-stop shop to learn all about your options for selling, from cash offers to bridge programs to complete renovations to luxury
To
auctions.
bite me,
Whatever the
baby.
situation, they can make it work for you.
Oh, yeah, their experience is fantastic. The level of their service is unlike anything you've ever had from any other agent. Call the only agents we would call to sell a Bay Area home. Bob and Sandy Jameson of the Jameson team. Is Jameson with an I, by the way. Jameson. I've been in real estate in the past. I know who to trust. Sure, trust Bob and Sandy.
Oh,
They're great.
yeah,
Give them a call.
right.
Get acquainted.
Armstrong
Tell them
and
about your
Getty.
plans. 408-686-HOME. That's 408-686-HOME.
All right, 1 minute, guys, till
or online at
showtime.
sandyhasbuyers.com.
The Jameson team Toscana Properties.
Effective midnight, I will resign the presidency of the United States. How do you like me now?
Will waiting really be any better, or if it's time to
It's
move on and sell now?
funny.
Call Wedgwood Homes to discuss your options. Do you have a house that needs repairs, or want to downsize, relocate, or sell an inherited property? Do you need cash quickly?
guy's
Wedgwood
Trump
Homes
for
offers a fast, reliable,
Geopolitics.
all-cash offer. Wedgwood
Bush.
Homes buys homes as is.
All right,
No
here we
repairs,
are,
no
6.
commissions, no hassle. Close in as little as 3 days or on your timeline. Skip the stress of a traditional listing. Avoid competing with new inventory
This
and
is
pickier
the
buyers as
mutual
you wait longer.
broadcasting
Choose a
system.
guaranteed cash sale that allows you to move now. With Wedgwood Homes, our offers are firm, no strings attached, and no last-minute price drops like other cash buyers. Call 415-942-8433 today for your no-obligation cash offer. That's 415-942-8433.
Best thing about my property is the zoning.
415-942-8433.
It's all set for
or
apartment
WedgwoodHomes.com.
complex and
Bay
everything.
Area's trusted home buyer.
Safe and Sound offers family support services with policy advocacy, enhancing our capacity to support families in vulnerable situations. Get involved at safeandsound.org.
Talk Radio 810 AM KSFO San Francisco and KSAN HD2 San Mateo, a Cumulus media station.
This is a Fox News alert, a presidential address in moments. I'm Lisa Lucera.
How's that,
President
Dr.
Trump
Frankenstein?
to update the country on the U.S.-Israeli mission in Iran.
He's going to reassure the American people that epic fury can wind down in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Maybe he's going to have to send American troops in to round up some leftover uranium. Maybe he is not. But whatever they do,
Round it
should
up.
just take
Can you
another
imagine
2 to
who's
3
gonna
weeks.
carry their
He's also gonna
uranium
talk about
out?
how he thinks the War Department is overperformed taking out Iran's missiles and their Navy and their proxy terror groups and also all of these components to build nukes.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House. Artemis 2 on its way to circling the moon.
Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy, on this historic mission, you take with you the heart of this Artemis team, the daring spirit.
I don't know what the hell's so daring about it. I mean, it ain't
The launch had a couple
1969.
hiccups before the rocket took off at about 6:35 Eastern time.
During the final 2 hours, they had to resolve several issues.
I don't know. The Israelis are so far off the reservation, Dr. Frankenstein, I can't even wrap my head around that shit.
One of the instruments, not the battery itself. And then
I'll try to give a very thorough layout this morning.
The flight termination system, a communications problem with it.
Fox's Jonathan Sarri at Kennedy Space Center. Artemis will circle the moon before heading back to Earth. The next phase, Artemis 4, set for 2028, would be the first moon landing since 1972. Republicans in the House and Senate have come to an agreement that would fund part of the Department of Homeland Security.
House Speaker Mike Johnson and Senate Majority Leader John Thune are now on the same
Are we
page.
talking or what are we doing?
case that is happening right now. A lot of you are maybe watching it. We decided to provide you some alternative programming.
Space travel. One day we don't have to talk about these.
Should we get KPFA? Oof.
While we live here.
Truth. The average maintenance fee just went up.
You would sell your timeshare.
In travail. Wait. I'm not an original. I got
Better than any manned rocket has ever flown and will.
Damn.
The incursion into Iran. I expected that.
He's received less than 1% of the $60 billion in.
If they were. But dang it, you can get sick.
Is he talking
He
now?
asked for his privacy. He said he was going to be going away.
Fear on the day of judgment.
Man, the radio sucks these days.
Bodies of about 30 women were found in an
Except a country run by radical Shia clerics.
Kenneth Cusick announced an indictment.
Why you whipping us?
Do I got the wrong time?
That with the scribes and the Pharisees.
It's what's benefit. Is horrible and you'll never be good. And you put your name.
The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is being decimated as we speak. Their ability to launch missiles and drones is dramatically curtailed, and their weapons, factories, and rocket launchers are being blown to pieces.
Rocket
Very
Man.
few of them left. Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks. Our enemies are losing in America, as it has been for 5 years under my presidency, is winning, and now winning bigger than ever before. Before discussing this current situation, I also want to thank our troops for the masterful job they did in taking the country of Venezuela in a matter of minutes. That hit was quick, lethal, violent, and respected by everyone all over the world. After rebuilding our military during my first term, we have by far the strongest military anywhere in the world. And now we're
He
working
sounds
along
very
with
tired.
Venezuela and are in a true sense joint venture partners. We're getting along incredibly well in the production and sale of massive amounts of oil and gas, the second largest reserves on Earth after the United States of America. We're now
people don't know how massive our reserves are.
And yet we are there to help. We don't have to be there. We don't need their oil. We don't need anything they have, but we're there to help our allies. Tonight I want to provide an update on the tremendous progress our warriors have made in Iran and discuss why Operation Epic Fury is necessary for the safety of America and the security of the free world. From the very first day I announced my campaign for president in 2015, I have vowed that I would never allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. This fanatical regime has been chanting death to America, death to Israel for 47 years. Their proxies were behind the murder of 241 Americans in the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, the slaughter of hundreds of our service members with roadside bombs. They were involved in the attack on the USS Cole, and they carried out the countless other heinous acts, including the just horrible, bloody atrocities of October 7th in Israel, something that most people have never seen anything like it. This murderous regime also recently killed 45,000 of their own people who were protesting in Iran. 45,000 dead. For these
you never hear him talk about that, do you?
An intolerable threat. The most violent and thuggish regime on earth would be free to carry out their campaigns of terror, coercion, conquest,
Take that,
and mass
Professor
murder from
Mohammed
behind
Marandi.
a nuclear shield. I will never let that happen. and neither should any of our past presidents. This situation has been going on for 47 years and should have been handled long before I arrived in office. I did many things during my 2 terms in office to stop the quest for nuclear weapons by Iran first, and perhaps most importantly, I killed General Qasem Soleimani in my first term. He was an evil genius, brilliant person, a horrible human being, however, the father of the roadside bomb, and he lived just horrible what he did. Iran would have been perhaps in far better, stronger position. He lived, we would have had probably a different conversation tonight, but you know what? We'd still be winning and winning big. And then very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, a disaster. Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash, green cash. Took it out of banks from Virginia, D.C., and Maryland, all the cash they had. Flew it by airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work. They laughed at our president and went on with their mission to have a nuclear bomb. His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal of massive nuclear weapons for Iran, and they would have had them years ago, and they would have used them. Would have been a different world. There would have been no Middle East.
You never hear anybody talk about that.
The opinion of a lot of great experts. Had I not terminated that terrible deal, I was so honored to do it. I was so proud to do it. It was so bad right from the beginning. Essentially, I did what no other president was willing to do. They made mistakes, and I am correcting them. My first preference was always the path of diplomacy, yet the regime continued their relentless quest for nuclear weapons and rejected every attempt at an agreement. For this reason, in June, I ordered a strike on Iran's key nuclear facilities, an Operation Midnight Hammer. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Those beautiful B-2 bombers performed magnificently. We totally obliterated those nuclear sites. The regime then sought to rebuild their nuclear program at a totally different location, making clear they had no intention of abandoning their pursuit of nuclear weapons. They were also rapidly building a vast stockpile of conventional ballistic missiles and would soon have had missiles that could reach the American homeland, Europe, and virtually any other place on Earth. Iran's strategy was so obvious.
Dr. Frankenstein.
They wanted to produce as many
Thumbs up
missiles
for
as
appreciating,
possible,
guys.
and they did, with the longest range possible, and they had some weapons that nobody believed they had. We just learned that out. We took them out. We took them all out so that no one would really dare stop them. And their race for a nuclear bomb, a nuclear weapon like nobody's ever seen before. They were right at the doorstep. For years, everyone has said that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons, but in the end, those are just words if you're not willing to take action when the time comes. As I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power
recapping the whole thing.
Borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight
sounds like he just got his
say
second wind.
These core strategic objectives are nearing completion. As we celebrate this progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives in this fight to prevent our children from ever having to face a nuclear Iran. Twice this past month, I have traveled to Dover Air Force Base And it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to American soil, and I was with them.
Isn't this guy like 80 or
parents,
something?
their
His
wives,
birthday's tomorrow or something?
husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives, and every single one of the people, their loved ones said, please, sir, please finish the job, every one of them. And we are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to
Friday
thank
night's coming.
our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Many Americans have been concerned to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home. This short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly. It would lead to decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than we can ever imagine. The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest economy in history. We're going through it right now, the strongest in history. In 1 year, we've taken a dead and crippled country. I hate to say that, but we were a dead and crippled country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Think about the shit
far,
way
with
up
no
here at
inflation,
67, man. I don't
record-setting
know.
investments
80,
coming into the
geez.
United States, over
Leave me
$18
alone.
trillion, and the
Just give me a
highest stock
drool
market
bib.
ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year. It all positioned us to get rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was coming. They'd never imagined it. Remember, because of our Drill Baby Drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas. Under my leadership, we are #1 producer of oil and gas on the planet, without even discussing the millions of barrels that we're getting from Venezuela. Because of the Trump administration's policies, we produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Think of that, Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And that number will soon be substantially higher than that.
You have massive
There's no
reserves.
country like us anywhere in the world, and we're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait, and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. We've beaten and completely decimated Iran. They are decimated, both militarily and economically and in every other way. And the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on.
That'll
So
be
to
a
those
shit show.
countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. #1, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And #2, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked.
Hey,
Go
Sin
to
City.
the Strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been
How you doing, brother?
essentially decimated.
Good to
The
see
hard
you.
part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this conflict is over, the Strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will resume the flowing, and the gas prices will rapidly come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. They came down a little bit, but they've had some very good days over the last couple of days. We've done actually much better than I thought, but we had to take that little journey to Iran to get rid of this horrible threat. With our historic tax cuts, where people are just now talking about receiving larger refunds than they ever thought possible, They are getting so much more money than they thought. That's from the great big beautiful bill. Our economy is strong and improving by the day, and it will soon be roaring back like never before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago. I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We are going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. Their radar is 100% annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force. The nuclear sites that we obliterated with the B-2 bombers have been hit so hard that it would take months to get near the nuclear dust, and we have it under intense satellite surveillance and control. If we see them make a move, even a move for it, we'll hit them with missiles very hard again. We have all the cards, they have none. It's very important that we keep this conflict in perspective. American involvement in World War I lasted 1 year, 7 months, and 5 days. World War II lasted for 3 years, 8 months, and 25 days. The Korean War lasted for 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. The Vietnam War lasted for 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days. Iraq went on for 8 years, 8 months, and 28 days. We are in this military operation so powerful, so brilliant against one of the most powerful countries for 32 days. And the country has been eviscerated and essentially is really no longer a threat. They were the bully of the Middle East, but they're the bully no longer. This is a true investment in your children and your grandchildren's future. The whole world is watching, and they can't leave the power, strength, and brilliance. They just can't believe what they're seeing. They leave it to your imagination, but they can't believe what they're seeing, the brilliance of the United States military. Tonight, every American can look forward to a day when we are finally free from the wickedness of Iranian aggression and the specter of nuclear blackmail. Because of the actions we have taken, we are on the cusp of ending Iran's sinister threat to America and the world. And I'll tell you, the world is watching. And when we do, when it's all over, the United States will be safer, stronger, more prosperous, and greater than it has ever been before. May God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, and good night.
That's it.
All right, President Trump addressing the nation on the...
Yeah, man. I thought it was going to be a big show, man. I thought we were going to take NATO out in dag. Oh, wow, man, I thought Abundanza, baby, Abundanza. What's a movie called The Road? Great movie.
And he says that the United
we know what he says. Then they got to come on and tell you what he said. He said this, he said that, the president said this, and we said that, and we said, Mr. President, what did you mean when you said this? I meant what I said. And I said what I meant. And I gotta go get some sleep now. I'm smelling they're cooking rotten coffee beans up there tonight. Don't kill the dog. There we go. There goes Dog Boy. Woo! Dog Boy. Dog Boy. Say hello to Dog Boy. Say hello to Dog Boy. Hello, Dog Boy. Like Ceausescu at the end, at the Ceausescu regime. He's at the big square and people are riding. Hello! 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 Yeah, Dog Boy is awesome. Hello! I wish I had a couple of hot dogs tonight. Damn, I couldn't find them at, I didn't want to buy an 80 pack at Costco. Hello! Yeah, look at Ceausescu's last day there. He's in they thought they were having a big rally. The next day, him and his wife, that's it. Sayonara, baby. It's Dog Boy. Well, I didn't really learn anything new from that tonight. I thought I was going to get some fresh meat tonight. I didn't get any fresh meat. Those clouds look ominous. Say hello to Dog Boy. It is a Dog Boy. It's Dog Boy. There's some young lobbers out tonight. Young lobbers. Young lobbers. Well, we ain't going to be going back there. We got a copper back there tonight. He's sitting in there. Hold your pee for a wee. Hold your pee for a wee. Yeah, it was just a recap of, it was like the clubhouse recap of the game. The clubhouse recap of the game. The Spinster Sisters is rocking tonight. We got First Friday on Friday down here. Maybe we be doing that. The art galleries are open. It's always good to get on people's nerves. Look at this doof has got us blocked here. Doof boy. Grandma, I'm surprised she didn't pull out and sideswipe me there. Roosevelt, you old sea dog. Roosevelt, you are so fine. So fine. You are so fine. You are so fine. Roosevelt, you old sea dog. I thought that was Blackbird for a second. But then I remember he doesn't ever wear a helmet. Yeah, it's celebrated. Well, it depends on what you define my way. I mean, I put myself right in the middle of Holy Week. I'll be at Holy Thursday tomorrow night, and at noon on Friday I'll be at the Good Friday service. And then Sunday I'll be at the Easter Vigil. So, yeah, I don't know if it's big around my way, but I make it big for me. I think the big thing here, they'll be rolling Easter eggs over at the fairgrounds on Sunday. They'll be having an Easter egg hunt. Oh, wow, they're leasing that building. Wow. Milburn Drysdale property. Is it big your way, Revlo? Oh, I don't know what I'm going to have for Easter dinner. I might treat myself to something outside. I don't know. I know I'm going to have a coconut cake I'm making on Friday nights. Saturday, I might like to do some metal detecting. I might get a big steak to cook up or something. Yeah, I think it's a pretty big deal. It's not as big as, yeah, I'll be live Friday. I'm going to be doing some baking. I might be in a little rough mood till it's a day of fasting until sundown. No meat. Eat a little something. Get your feelers out there a little bit of self-denial. So I'll be making the cake. I'm going to make a nice coconut cake with heavily infused with coconut flavor, lots of coconuts. Cream cheese, coconut flavored icing. Yeah, it's going to be a barn burner. And I'll end up freezing a lot of it. But I'm going to feast. And then the following Friday, because we're still in the octave of Easter, I can eat meat on that Friday. So yeah, it'll be a time for intense celebration. Yeah, coconut, I love coconut. So I encourage all of you to visit your house of worship on Sunday. Derive a little bit of extra meaning from the season. Yeah, ham is delicious. I think I'm gonna find myself a steak or something. Maybe cook up some potatoes au gratin. I got some ham still in the freezer. That big spiral ham we got that great deal on. There goes Nissan boy. Nissan boy. That got two busted down cars that always park here. The one got smashed in the side swiped and wrecked. Still hasn't moved the damn thing. I wish Melody would contact the person on next door and tell her to get that thing off the street. Get that junky thing off the street now. Well, it's not Good Friday, babe. It's Holy Wednesday. Today was trash day in the hood. Yeah, it's like the car hasn't moved in 2 weeks. Like, what is the problem? So I'm going to call the cops and have it reported. Maybe it was stolen. I don't know. Strange you wouldn't come and take care of your vehicle. I don't really understand much about people these days. But it's like they just, once it's done, they just don't have any interest in it anymore. Nice and in Alabama. What's up, Steve Sutton? How you doing? Oh man, I got a whiz. Tomorrow I gotta go finish the job of all that crappy yard work. Oh boy. Oh, I'm doing good. Yeah, it's parked. That was the night it happened, earlier in the evening. And you know what? That rig has been sitting here ever since. Make that make sense to me. And then the person's complaining that my son got in an accident. And yeah, I'd sure love to see why your son hasn't come and collected his car. Make that make sense to me. All right, we're going to put on Dr. Frankenstein's favorite station. The voice of the people, Dr. Frankenstein. Learn to love it, brother. Learn to love it. La Rosa. La Rosa. Viva la Rosa.
Federal immigration enforcement
Oh,
agents. New Jersey law enforcement should enforce New
wow.
Jersey laws. We should use New Jersey resources to do federal agents' jobs. Cheryl said her focus on Governor of New Jersey remains on keeping people safe. Religious groups and activists rallied on Sansom Street in San Francisco Tuesday outside the ICE field office, a location tied to more than 1,000 immigration arrests in and around San Francisco since October of last year. The vigil held during this week, which is holy to several religions, aimed to ritually denounce what organizers called the corporate profiteering of war and immigrant detention. Reverend Bruce Reyes-Chow with the Interfaith Movement for Human Integrity spoke with KPFA News from the protest, explaining why organizers chose to mark the start of Easter and Passover outside the ICE office.
It's hard for us to celebrate a lot of those, knowing that our siblings are being incarcerated and people making profit off of their suffering. And so we're using this time as a reminder that as we celebrate these things, there's far too many people who are suffering.
As part of the action, activists called out the corporations they say are profiting from ICE raids, detention, surveillance, transportation, and military operations. Many of those companies Bay Area based. They're also condemning private immigration prison companies in the state, which faith leaders say are rife with abuse.
Certainly, any corporation that is their motivation is profit, they're not going to be humane and do the extra things that humans need to survive. And so we're lifting up those companies that are directly impacting those, like CoreCivic, who runs private prisons, all the way to folks who want to be more distant but are participating in mass surveillance and AI weaponry, counter and Chevron's making a ton of money. FedEx is delivering weapons. I mean, there's all these corporations are complicit in this cycle and this system that impacts people who are just seeking economic and livelihood and freedom.
When asked why religious groups are bringing political concerns into their work, he said,
I mean, the body politic is our lane. Jesus, in my tradition, I'm a Christian, Jesus was out challenging empire, challenging authority.
Reverend Bruce says it's not a distant issue for the interfaith community. He said it's happening within their own congregations. He said members have been detained and places of worship are no longer considered off limits for ICE immigration and customs enforcement actions.
Is this driving Dr. Frankenstein crazy?
Blocked the Trump administration from ending federal funding for public broadcasters, NPR and PBS, ruling Tuesday the directive violates the First Amendment. District Judge Randolph Moss said President Trump's executive order to cut funding was unlawful and constituted viewpoint discrimination. The ruling found the order targeted speech based on political disagreement, which is prohibited under constitutional free speech
Why is that
protections.
political speech? It was all Democrat, wasn't it?
National Public Radio, which argued the administration sought to punish public media outlets over perceived political bias. Trump
Perceived. The whole board, editorial board was Democrats, wasn't it?
for eliminating their federal funding. The decision prevents the administration from enforcing the directive, ensuring continued federal support.
What's going on, Eddie? How you doing? Happy Easter season.
The Corporation for Public Broadcasting had previously moved towards shutting down operations after losing funding from Congress. Mayors of big cities across California are forming a united front to push back against Governor Gavin Newsom's latest budget proposal
Oh,
to
wow.
slash homelessness spending by 50%, from $1 billion to $500,000. Newsom's hoping cutting the HAP program, Homeless Housing Assistance and Prevention, would help bridge a multi-billion-dollar state deficit. The California Big City Mayors Coalition, representing the state's 13 largest cities, are campaigning against it. KPFA's health and well-being reporter, Anita Felix.
That means Santa Rosa's in there.
Mayors of big cities in California made the trip to Sacramento Thursday to ask Governor Gavin Newsom to not cut their homeless prevention fund.
Please hit the thumbs up.
Proposing to cut the fund by 50% from
Eddie, we had a couple rotten days here, but I think it's going to be nicer tomorrow.
is in a deficit. The Big City Mayors Coalition says cutting the fund would put 41,000 individuals at risk of returning to homelessness across California. San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan makes a case for the fund by explaining how his city has been spending it.
Just on the interim housing side of things, we've added 23 sites, over 2,200 beds, immediate, dignified alternatives to the streets, giving people access to a room with a door that locks, their own bathroom, a case manager, on-site security, 3 meals a day. In doing that, we have reduced the number of human beings living outside in tent encampments in our city by nearly 1/3.
And we've also increased the cost to the
In the
taxpayer.
state capital, the results of the homelessness funding have been even more pronounced, with Sacramento reporting a 30% decrease in its most recent homelessness.
Wow, 85 in Maryland today. I see
The governor's proposal to reduce
the Orioles were doing it up today.
budget planning.
If we don't have these funds, we will have to...
Great day in Camden Yards.
We're already on the chopping block of decreasing funding for public safety, for police and fire. We're going to make strategic cuts in those departments, getting rid of vacancies, but the one that we want to keep funded is our homelessness response program. And we're doing a good job, as are other cities in Sacramento. I'd like to take it one step further than you, Loftus, and not only restore the $500 million for round 7, make the pledge for $1 billion for round 8, because we need certainty as we focus on our response.
The budget cuts could also have a huge impact on equity-focused
I think the
In Oakland, African Americans represent 3/4
cities have to be responsible for their own homeless.
who has experience with state budgets as a former state legislator, says her city's goal of cutting unsheltered homelessness by 50% would be impossible if the state reduces its contribution.
HAP is one of the very few funding sources that supports
Oakland.
The mayor has concluded their press conference by urging the public to hold the minister accountable for these investments. Governor Newsom has called California a leader in fighting homelessness, but now he says the state's massive deficit means
We can't afford it anymore.
The mayors, on the other hand, say the $1 billion homelessness fund has to be a guarantee, despite the state's fiscal challenges. The coalition is now asking
Elmer,
candidates for governor to sign a pledge.
you just don't know, brother.
Permanent. Reporting for KPFA Radio, I'm Annetta Felix.
AC transit officials say bus service across the East Bay could face significant cuts if voters reject a regional transit
More
funding
money.
measure on the November ballot. At a recent board meeting, staff presented contingency plans projecting annual deficits of about $50 million beginning in the fiscal year 2027.
It's always
That's without new funding.
more
One
taxes.
scenario would cut about 16% of current service, saving roughly $53 million annually. Another would reduce service by about 11%. The agency, which serves Oakland,
Money, 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 guys.
said it's operating
It's all
budget
about the
ranges
money.
between $600 and $700 million annually. Board members approved a service reduction framework intended to prepare for potential shortfalls. Several low ridership routes face elimination, including lines servicing Fremont, Alameda, and Hayward. Officials warn reduced service could particularly affect riders who depend on buses for work, including late-night commuters. The plans follow a similar warning from BART about possible service reductions without additional funding. A federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to suspend construction of a $400 million ballroom after it
The ballroom, man. What's going on, Robert? Robert, what do you think about the White House ballroom?
Injunction that temporarily halts President Trump's White House ballroom project. Leon wrote the president is a steward of the White House.
Is it like a ballroom blitz? Ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz.
To overhaul the White House. It's not immediately clear what it would mean for the sprawling project. Administration filed a notice to appeal Leon's ruling.
You never looked at it? Come on, man.
Approval not necessary.
What, have you been living in an egg carton?
A three-judge panel dismissed a lawsuit Tuesday from Democratic voters seeking to redraw Wisconsin's congressional.
Oh no, that's Ronnie's way.
Midterm elections. The panel said
Ronnie, they're mucking with your stuff up there, bro.
District lines. Ruling only Wisconsin Supreme Court could decide that. The Democratic lawsuit argued the Republican-backed maps unfairly favor the GOP by concentrating Democratic voters into a small number of districts. Republicans currently hold 6 of Wisconsin.
Isn't that what gerrymandering is all about? Ronnie, is all this stuff going on? What's up, Noah?
38% of Wisconsin voters.
I don't know, Noah. I thought I'd hear something new.
31% as Democrats. Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco.
I've been hearing that like every day, so I thought there was going to be something about NATO tonight.
The November 2025 election for the special Proposition 50, citing mounting legal challenges he says is now politically motivated. California Attorney General Rob Bonta pursued multiple legal avenues to stop the investigation.
Seal, what do you think of the ballroom, man?
Any crimes. California Supreme Court
The moon and Iran in one day. Now they're talking about the ballroom, Seal.
Catherine Carlin reports.
What do you think about the ballroom?
The Republican candidate for governor seized more than 500,000 ballots from last November's election, citing concerns by a far-right conspiracy
I
group.
wonder if Carrie Class likes the ballroom.
That came in and the machine counted differently. It is impossible for us to know unless we do an investigation.
Election officials say there's no real evidence of fraud. Newly surfaced social
Hey, Levande, how are you? From Russia, with love. What's going on?
false claims that Democrats rely on illegal votes to win
The thing is, the ballroom will never get to use it, you know?
public news service.
A federal judge.
I doubt if I'm ever going to be back at the ballroom. I mean, at the White House again.
A mob of his supporters reporters to attack the Capitol on January 6th.
Took me about 50 years to get back.
Judge Amit Mehta said in his ruling Tuesday, Trump's remarks at his Stop the Steal
Shaking hands
rally
with the
in
president.
White House shortly before the siege began were inciting words not protected by the First Amendment right to free speech.
What's going on, Steph Travesty?
Mehta's decision now sets the
Happy
stage
Trans
for a
Visibility
possible
Day.
Senate trial. An appeal is likely,
Trump
and
remembers
Trump's
when
legal team
Gaddafi
says he
came.
was carrying out his official duties.
Did they pay the bill?
Returned to the judge after an appeals court ruling upheld his 2020.
Man, did you see the security I had to go through, Seal?
Immunity falls under a more rigorous
Holy crap, man, they did everything except x-ray my nuts in there.
Representative Benny Thompson, the Democrat of Mississippi, at the time led the House Homeland Security Committee, sued Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, members of the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers over the January 6th attack. Other Democratic members of Congress.
What's awful about it is just,
was consolidated with
you know,
officers' claims. Also in the suit, progressive Congresswoman at the time, Barbara Lee, who is now Oakland's mayor.
it's not a very good looking building.
Speaking live today, President Donald Trump made his case for the war in Iran before the U.S. people. KPFA's Lauren Schmidt.
Oh
reports.
shit.
Minutes ago, Donald Trump addressed the nation regarding the war in Iran.
Oh, jeez.
His first primetime speech since launching strikes alongside Israel more than 4 weeks ago. For 19 minutes, Trump made his case to the American people, laying out what he described as the justification for the United States and Israeli war in Iran. The president attempted to outline his objectives for the conflict, which have been marked by shifting goals and mixed messaging.
Dr. Frankenstein.
Tonight's address comes as oil prices rise and markets remain volatile, with growing concern among Americans that the military action has gone too far.
They only got the foundation dug yet, Seal.
Successes in the U.S.
This is a big building, bro, and it's got all kinds of military shit.
deployed to the region. But Trump stated the U.S. objectives.
I don't know, Melody.
Our objectives are...
The population is so trans in here.
We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their air force and their missile program at levels never seen
I don't know why
before,
you wouldn't call a tow truck and get your car out of here unless you were running short.
Gone, their air force is gone.
I don't know.
Missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion.
He claimed that Iran's military had been severely weakened, saying its navy and air force are, quote, gone, and its leadership decimated. But he also warned that the war is expected to continue for the next 2 to 3 weeks, offering this grim message.
We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong.
As for diplomacy,
discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously.
back home, Americans are frustrated at the gas pump, seeing prices increase daily. But the president...
Kayla Flores, I don't know who that is.
The short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching...
You could just put below it, you gotta move that car.
...commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. this is yet more proof that
Yeah, I'm not
Iran
on next
can
door.
never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly.
Trump thanked Israel, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, the UAE, and Qatar for KPFA News on
Okay, here comes the analysis, Doctor.
and disparaged NATO allies and continued calls for their involvement in the war.
President Donald Trump sells his war on Iran to the American people. Joining us in the studios is
Here we
Laura
go.
Schmidt, KPFA News Director, and Omid Marion, the senior Iran analyst at Dawn Democracy for the Arab World Now, to respond to the president's address before the
Here you go,
American
Dr.
people tonight.
Frankenstein. This is what you're waiting for.
Yeah, thank you so much, Christina and Omid. Thank you for joining us, senior Iran analyst at Dawn Democracy for the Arab World Now. Omid, what is your initial response to the
It
president's
is,
address?
Thanks for having me. President Trump, over the past few weeks, has said many times that the U.S. has fulfilled most of its military objectives. At some point, he said that we are winning or we have already won. And so tonight, what he laid out in terms of where the U.S. is was not very clear. The achievement of the military is not based on how many places you have bombed. They have hit thousands of targets. They have
thousands of targets.
So many of military structures and civilian structures.
I like to hear the analysis.
Achieved the three main goals that they have had from the beginning. First is, do you have the 100 kilogram of 60% enriched uranium? Do you have it or not? No. When it comes to
The 60 kilograms of uranium, you're going to have to put on the end of a spear to throw.
Missile programs heavily. It's like it should be.
Elmer, where's Germany in the attack, bro? They're absent, man.
And everything. But Iran has kept the capacity to launch drones and missiles with the neighboring countries and Israel even today, as of Wednesday.
Israel got the crap pounded out of it today.
So still, that's still going. And it's the same with Iran's proxy groups in the region and also Iran's drone program. So that's why I think probably President Trump was very angry and said something that politicians never dared to even get close to it. And that was to promise to commit a war crime. He said, we might attack
Power went out and was speaking where, Robert? At your house?
Which is a civilian target. And according to international humanitarian law, the laws of war, attacking civilian
We're not in war.
infrastructures that mainly civilians are the beneficiary of.
It's a police action.
It's a war crime. You shouldn't do that. And if you're in good shape, if you have achieved all your military goals, you shouldn't maybe threaten to go after civilian targets.
So, Omid, question here.
To that point, Donald Trump said,
She just jumped right over top of the other woman.
Iran will be hit hard, quote, taken back to the Stone Age. What do you think
That's a little bit raw.
Where does this leave the civilians?
That's a little bit raw. You know, Seal, you don't want to go back to the Stone Ages, dude.
I can't.
You know, that's not cool.
The first time he's using this term.
No, yeah, it's a conflict. It's not a war. So.
It's not a dignified way to describe nation. From the beginning, he has framed the attack on Iran as a way of supporting the Iranian people. But when you take back a country to Stone Age,
Yeah, you have to respect the Iranian people. You can't confuse the leadership with the people, the rank and file.
Stay in the 21st century. What he's doing now is taking the old nation, the state of
It was
Iran,
the life 1980s.
and that is, I think, dehumanizing for the Iranian people. It's disrespectful deeply and it's going to backlash. Many Iranians who had hoped that in their fight against the Iranian regime, President Trump would be helpful or foreign intervention might be helpful. Now they are going to think twice and understand that from the beginning, from the scratch, this support meant to do something else for the U.S. And they were played in this process. Those who believe in this, in what
I have to say, our president doesn't have a way with words. Right. CO, he was never going to be in the diplomatic corps. Man, your wife really stinks tonight. Did she take a shower today?
You know, when he feels that he has not.
Suckway, what did you say?
Politically and also when it comes to the military.
His food tastes like shit.
He uses words that I don't think it's going to
Suckway, what did he say? You are a savage, sir. You are a savage.
The Iranian government has said this is the purpose behind.
I think the Iranian people are more civilized than the president.
It's you, it's us as a nation.
Just because you put a tuxedo on.
The Iranian propaganda machine, which is, you know,
Are you guys picking up what I'm throwing down?
You don't want
Dr. Frankenstein's like, yeah, we could be a little more delicate around the edges. Like we're making in Last Call for Alcohol.
Analyst at Dawn, Democracy for the Arab World. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. We appreciate you joining us to give this analysis on Donald Trump's speech. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
This is All Things Considered.
With a forecast for the San Francisco Bay Area, chance of rain tonight. Tomorrow, sunny, clearing with sun the rest of the week, highs in the 60s. In Fresno, also chance of rain tonight. Tomorrow, clearing with sun, highs upper 60s. As well as in Los Angeles, a 20% chance of showers this evening. Mostly sunny tomorrow throughout the rest of the week, high 71 degrees.
Lord
That's
Almighty.
it for the Pacifica Evening News. I'm Christina Onnested. Thanks for joining us.
Missed today's newscast? Worry not. At KPFA, we get it. Life moves fast. That's why every headline, every deep dive, every voice that matters is what you do at KPFA.
What do you think, Dr. Frankenstein? Trump says we think that's good and bad better than...
On your time. When time slips away,
I mean, I don't want to put Iran back to the Stone Age, you know? You start taking out the electrical grid and all that with summer coming on, yeah, I think you better think twice about that, bro.
KPFA, the Bay Area's original disruptor.
When's the last year at Ballroom Vegas in the 1960s? I don't know. Feels like nobody's heard of a ballroom since the 1960s. Do 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 do. La da dee dee, la da dee doo, da 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 dee. Yeah, I'm just saying, you don't want to take that out. You got people in hospitals and, you know, you don't want to take that out.
Reliable to destroy our own rivers and meadows. The same man that put some reserves in ghettos. The same man that's on those $30 bills that you praise. The same white collar ballers that be treating you like...
The white collar ballers, that's it, Dr. Frankenstein. The ones that mistreat the proletariat and all that. That's it, man. The white collar Kabbalah, man. I am just a man of constant sorrow. I'm just a man of constant sorrow. All right, guys, that's going to conclude our broadcast tonight. I've had a great time. I hope you have too. Thank you for those of you who contributed tonight. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. I feel a lot of love tonight. Thank you to my moderators, Ronnie, Scottish Saren, and Who else we got? Judy, thank you very much. Seattle, Judy, thank you. Dr. Frankenstein, thank you for your pithy comments as usual. I appreciate all of you.
Tonight's show will feature voices from wounded